Brewing Company Saturday, May 31st in downtown Sanford, featuring 25 bands including Mad Caddies, the Supervillains, Big D and the Kids Table, Buck 09, the Pilfers, and more. General admission and VIP tickets are available. Head to realradio.fm/hurricane for details. That's realradio.fm/hurricane.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Think you're not the suing type? But you weren't at fault. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. You didn't choose this accident, the bills, or the damage. Don't cover for someone else's mistake. Just call Mo. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
When it comes to replacing your roof, father and son know best. That's why FAS Exteriors is Orlando's #1 window, door, and roof contractor. You can count on fair pricing, install perfection, and customer satisfaction every time. When it's time for roof replacement, see for yourself why customers in Orlando trust the leader in FAS Exteriors, because father and son really do know what's best. Schedule your free consultation now at FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The riveting podcast, What Happened to Talina Czar, unravels the chilling mystery surrounding a woman's disappearance during the COVID-19 lockdown, the internet sleuths who wouldn't let it go, and the dark subcultures and betrayals they unearthed.
There were a lot of secrets that were very hard to find.
Listen to What Happened to Talina Czar on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow What Happened to Talina Czar and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Real Radio has your chance to win a dream home makeover. Brought to you by Fairwinds Credit Union. Up for grabs is the ultimate backyard from Orlando Backyard Living. Win a roof from Eustace Roofing, solar from Solar Source, a cooling system from Mills Air, or a whole house filtration system from Pure Touch Water Filters. Get more details and enter all 5 of these contests at realradio.fm/contests.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The news Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Thursday, May 29th, 2025. Lots to get to today, from Elon Musk exits politics to a Victoria's Secret hack sets the internet on fire, and Trump snaps back at a new insult, calling him taco. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right in the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Thursday?
Pretty good.
Good. Yeah.
How the heck are you?
You know, hanging in there, feeling good, feeling all right, feeling irie.
Irie. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what my Jamaican friends said. Mm-hmm. Talk to them all the time. This morning, talked to a couple of my Jamaican friends. And
did the mail lady come early?
She is very sweet.
She is. Very, very sweet lady. Although she has made my security system think that everybody is the mail person. Everybody. I don't know why. Like, she is a Jamaican lady, and then I walk up and it'll be like, identified mail person.
Your cameras think they all look alike, huh?
No, even me. They think I'm the
yeah, well,
mail
you also
person.
go up to your camera like, what up, man?
I don't.
How you doing? It's me, John Watson.
I've never done that, but I might try it today, actually. All right, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers in the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Christine Connell is her name. And doctors, I would like to bring your attention to this story. This woman who's going viral today online, could she be telling the truth? Is this an actual worry? Is this something that we should have on our radar here? Excuse me. Allergies. This woman says that something happened to her that was horrific by her ex.
Oh.
She blames him for doing this, and she says it affects her to this day. Let's listen in. Here she goes.
Today I realized that I think my ex-boyfriend got the best possible breakup revenge that anyone could ever get. We dated like 7 years ago. I've had a persistent sinus infection ever since.
Okay, let's keep all these things in focus here. They dated 7 years ago.
Right.
She's had a persistent sinus infection ever since. Okay,
she's had a 7-year sinus infection.
That's what she's suggesting here, and now she has her culprit.
And I stayed in a hotel one night after I had surgery. And he farted terribly. Like, I couldn't breathe. I've never, ever smelled anything that even compares to that. And
this must have been a bad one.
I got my sinus infection cultured today. I've gotten it like imaged. I've had all these tests done. Doctors haven't been able to figure it out. And it is E. coli. And
what?
Usually don't get E. coli in your sinuses because E. coli is from poop. So, like, I don't know. How does that get in your sinuses?
Okay. No shot, right? No shot. You fart 7 years ago, and for 7 years, someone has a sinus infection as a result of that. Is it possible?
Does E. coli, if not treated, last that long?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, she's mentioning this one fart, right? So
one. She just said one
fart. I can only assume if she's putting the things together that this was a bare butt fart.
Mm-hmm.
So that means
right after surgery,
fecal matter was in the air.
She had a surgery, so like I think her nose or something was left open, and she said that he did it in that moment, and then allegedly like it worked its way in like a cartoon.
Was it during like maybe some sexual activity?
No, she was just laid up. She said she was just laid up, and she was, after a surgery, he does this. And doctors, nurses, we need you on this one.
Unless you have a boyfriend who farts disgustingly and you are forced to inhale it because you are immobile after ankle surgery.
Ankle surgery.
Oh, it wasn't even her nose.
Yeah, no. So the ankle had her down. She's immobile. So he does that, and then she says it gave her a sinus infection for 7 years. Scientists and doctors, please come on board. No way this is happening, right? No chance, I wouldn't think.
I mean, it's not impossible, but I think for her to turn around 7 years later and blame the boyfriend and one bad fart,
there's
it's a long haul.
Like, imagine C-Lane went into your studio, God forbid, right now, Sabrina, and let one rip.
Right.
And then 7 years later, you go, it was that. Like, it was... Or like Jim Phillips would come forward now and go 7 years ago when C-Lane...
I mean, that was a potent fart.
I'm very contained.
He's like, I may have retired,
it would be Casey that would be having to draw up some documents with the company.
You know, somebody like who used to work for iHeartRadio comes back and goes, 7 years ago, this was left, but there's no way, right? Like, there's just... somebody saying, Ryan says the crop dust felt around the world. Yeah, there's no way.
But she got E. coli from something.
She got E. coli, she says, in her sinuses. And I believe that, right? Maybe that's her story. But it's got to be from her or somebody new. Like, the idea that you remember a fart from 7 years ago.
I mean, that must have been a potent fart.
Kind of
Let's be honest here.
Honestly, if I were the boyfriend right now, the ex-boyfriend, I would probably go, you are out of your mind thinking that my fart did this. But the fact that you remember the fart, right here, holding it right here, bitch.
It was that one. It's like that one that my dad had that burned down an entire Publix. I mean, like,
what?
It was so.
This is a new story for us.
No, it didn't literally, but figuratively burn down an entire Publix. I've told the story about how he cleared the aisle, and I remember people walking through and going, "Oh my god!" And like, so
I've had
all
one
these
of
years
those.
later. No way. Number one. No way. Number one. And number two. Even though I don't believe this is true. Number two. Works here. Even though I don't believe this is true, this is another reason why.
Tell that turd who's boss, buddy.
Farting in front of your significant other is bad. Don't do it. There's no.
Sometimes people don't have control of that. As a matter of fact, studies have shown that if you fart in front of your partner, that means it is the real deal.
Okay, well, you know.
And also sometimes you can't control it. If you live together, you fart.
Tell me you have fart issues without telling me you have fart issues. That's
fart.
what we're.
I'm a farting gal. Sorry.
Well, no. Two very different things there. One is everybody does that. The other one is like there's problems. There's like some problems. Like it's an issue where it's just always whipping around behind you or something. Those are very different things. Are you number one or number two?
I would say I fart normally. I'm not keeping the fart into my body. I'm not going to keep it there. It's not good for you.
Oh, you have all the excuses like a frat bro has. Like if you rip one, you go, I'm not keeping that in my body.
What are you talking about? Do you not fart?
If I did in public or around somebody, I would never go, I'm not leaving that in my body.
Not trying to spontaneously combust.
I don't try to fart in public.
All right.
There was one toot, I think 12 years ago, that I did in front of you guys by accident. I was following a sneeze.
I would agree with the classification of that as a toot, which is rare.
It was a cute little Princess Puff.
I would almost never agree with it otherwise, but I would agree with it in that particular case because it was a hilarious sound, and it wasn't. It was more
definition girl fart.
It was. You shouldn't do that in front of your partners. It's not like
it's too late. Sorry, Nick.
No. I don't believe for a second that you would just go, "Hey,
no,
pull my finger."
Oh, not that.
No.
But I am very tempted because there's a trend on TikTok that's like, guess my fart.
Mm-hmm.
And then your partner guesses the sound of it. And then I've seen a compilation of where they guess it correctly. And it's kind of a cute moment, if you ask me.
What do? You make a bunch of pretend noises and then one of it's the real one?
So if I were about to pass some gas, I would say, Sean, guess my fart. And you would go, and then I would do the fart. And if it matches, it's a cute moment. It's so funny, though.
No, it's not cute at all.
I'm going to send you the link.
No, don't send that to me. I don't. No, I don't want that in my algorithm.
Can somebody back me up here? Because statistically speaking, there's a lot of farters that listen to the show.
All right, hold on. Back you up on what exactly?
That this is a cute trend.
Okay, that you think it's cute. Okay, this is what we'll say. hit us up with a dispatch today.
With your farts.
If your partner played that game with you, cute or not cute? All right. This is just the way I grew up. I don't like fart humor, actually. Like, I'm repulsed by this segment going on for this long.
By the number of times the word has been spoken.
It's
yeah,
classic.
I don't like it.
It
no.
is timeless.
I don't
fart
like
humor.
it. And in my house, you get whap, or at least my grandpa. If my grandpa was coming along and you try to make a joke
I thought
like
you meant
that.
your current house.
Right. Domestic violence humor, though. Come on.
No, I just never would do it around here. I have never, in all of the time we have been together, I have never once publicly done that in front of Courtney. Maybe accidentally once or something, but like never an audible,
Have you privately done it?
We're not gassy people. I don't understand. In what, 10 years you guys have been with each other?
Yeah,
It's
we don't
just
do
not
that.
a common thing.
We don't do that. We don't.
You don't eat enough cheese.
We don't do that. I don't want to watch this.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but it exists.
Guess my fart. Guess my fart.
Okay. All right. Okay. Shut it.
Love is love is love is love.
That's not love. That's something else. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know what it is. All right. Elon Musk
Mine don't sound like that.
Yours definitely sound like that.
God, you're being
most of mine
judgy, Sean, today. I
don't
can
make
already see it.
noise.
I mean,
They just let the smell up.
Sabrina, look at C-Lane.
What?
He's 6 foot.
He's a
5.
healthy man.
He's a grown man. Do you think that they're bulbous? They're large, bubbling noises, I'm sure. There's just no way. Like, yeah. They're like, if I heard 3 different farts, I would 100% be able to pick out yours. I'm just saying.
Right, which one is C-Lane's
What a cute
fart?
couple we are.
Yeah. I don't know. Come on. I can't do this anymore. Stop. Okay. All right. Elon Musk says he's leaving politics. I'm never going to get away from this. Elon Musk says he's leaving politics. He says he's gone. He says, sayonara, I'm out of here. I'm leaving the political world for good, okay? And the question is, can he really do it? Do you think that Elon Musk can actually leave the world of politics? Or is this like he's dreaming here? Because he goes, I have some people who, whether you think they're crazy or not is another thing, who really hate him now because of his involvement. And now he's like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to fade away. And I will say to you, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. I think now, and I'd love to see a number on this, I would love to see current George W. Bush approval ratings. And in W's second term, when old George W. was the president for his second term in the United States, he went from being very, very, very popular to like all the country hated him. At the beginning of his first term, everybody hated him too because Al Gore pretended he won the election. But you had all of these people afterwards that just hated George W. They're like, he's the dumbest, he's the worst, George W. And now he's waited all this time, and I feel like George W. Bush is much more appreciated by a lot more people. I think people are like, oh, he does his paintings and texts. And,
he's a meme.
Yeah,
he
he's
has
a meme.
candies in his pocket for Michelle.
He has the one where he raises his eyebrows, which I just love.
So
where
good.
W, like,
My favorite is Now Watch This Drive.
Now watch this drive. Like, people love that. Obama, for the most part, he leaves office. And then he doesn't mix it up too much in the world of politics. And I think some people who didn't like him before like him. I think you can make that come back a little bit, and people can worry about the rockets and the cars and stuff. But I don't know. I want to know what you think today. Can Elon Musk really leave the world of politics? And is this going to start getting ugly between him and some of the people he was buddies with before? How do you think this is all going to work out? This is what I saw as the news started to roll across, that Elon Musk his time was up. He was heading out.
We want to get to some breaking news right now as we take a live look at the White House. Elon Musk has left the Trump administration after his effort to slash the government. That's according to the Associated Press. Musk was, of course, leading the charge with the Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE. He's expected to continue, though, to run his company. SpaceX and Tesla will continue to follow this story tonight and bring you reaction.
Nothing better to me than when they go live to a building. We go We go live
to see
the
the
White
building's
House.
reaction.
Looks like we've got the same thing that it looks like throughout the day.
Now, is Elon leaving this building right now? No. Is he walking around? No. We just go live to a building. We go live to the White House, and we look at the building while we talk about this story. But he's confirming this. Yes, he is indeed. He's saying goodbye. Here's his tweet, X, post, whatever. Elon Musk says, as my scheduled time as a special government employee comes to an end, I would like to thank President @Real Donald Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending. The @Doge mission will only strengthen over time as it becomes a way of life throughout the government, says Elon Musk. And I've noticed a lot more of his tweets over the last couple of weeks probably have been much more about rockets and self-driving Teslas. And I wouldn't say there's none in terms of the political posts anymore, but like his pin post is not about politics. Then there's a rocket engine. Then there's Tesla, civilizations reaching another planet. Then about his time at Doge and talking about taxes. A lot of it is just not what it used to be, where he was very, very much focusing on a lot of politics stuff. He seems to be back into business. Can he do this? Can he rehab his image, if you will, with the people who hate him now? Or is that a lost cause? Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. And real quick, I meant to get to this yesterday, and I don't necessarily know what this means, but yesterday, at least in the state of Florida, DeSantis, the governor of Florida, signed a bill to make gold and silver legal tender. And when I saw that, I was like, wait, hold on. Wait. This doesn't imply like if I go to a Dave and Buster's with some golden shekels or something,
they have to accept it.
I am here with my silver and my gold, and doth I can't demand that an innkeeper accept gold and silver. I wouldn't think, right? Like I would not think that was a possibility. Let's see what the governor actually said when he signed this. He signed this bill making gold and silver legal tender. Let's listen in. Here we go.
So the bill I'm going to sign today is legislation that is going to allow Florida to recognize gold and silver as legal tender in our state. And we have the ability to do that
frankincense
under
and
the
myrrh.
federal Constitution. There are only 2 states that have done it thus far. They're smaller states. We are the first large state to step up and to get this done.
Take that.
This is right out of the Constitution of the United States. So this legislation will authorize money services business like check cashers or PayPal to transmit and accept payment in gold and silver.
But what?
How
does PayPal going to do the gold thing?
He says
we have to mail them gold.
You just
great question.
All right, it does pose a bit of a problem on account of the digitization of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe I can get digital gold and silver. Maybe that's possible.
Is the ATM machine going to have a little drawer where I deposit my gold, and then once I push the drawer shut, it's just part of my account now?
It also doesn't say that they have to. It said that they were also authorized that they could. This legislation will authorize
money services business like check cashers or PayPal to transmit and accept payment in gold and silver. That means these precious metals can start functioning like real currency again.
Thank God.
Not just investment vehicles for the wealthy.
Please, thank God. Who hasn't been wanting to pay for a chili cheese burrito with a bar of gold for a long time?
Well, Costco was selling out of those bars of gold, remember?
Yeah. They got little guys, but even the little guys are pretty. What are those Costco ones?
There
a couple $100 or $5,
right?
Yeah.
So what kind of shekel is for a cheeseburger and fries these days?
No. There's no currency that makes sense like that.
Just a couple flakes.
And can I go see, this is not going to force anybody to do anything, because otherwise I'd be able to go to the drive-thru and say, I would like 4 number 2s. Here's some gold earrings that my grandmother left behind.
4 number 2s.
And enjoy. I'm out of here.
Whataburger.
No, you can't do that. That's not a thing. I thought we were getting away from that. Good God.
You said 4 number 2s.
I didn't mean that. That's not what I had in mind. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got a lot for you today. Trump was called a taco And he did not like that. He does not like
I don't like
that.
tacos.
He doesn't like, what does that stand for? What's going on with the taco insult? How did he push back on that? You might want to hear
Tacos are
that.
Mexican, and I am not a rapist.
That's one of the things that we'll talk about when we come back. We got a mystery sphere that has made its way into the news. We got a lot to discuss on a very busy Thursday, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center.
Whoa. I'm over here. Whoa, hang on. Yeah, baby. Skull Mike Squad, how are you? We're back in action. If you ask me, that was very, very fart heavy as far as segments goes. Not thrilled with the amount of farts in that segment. Sorry. Just one too many. Guten Tag, Alicia. Let's talk about the Martian sphere. We're going to get into that in a moment here. Skull mic on and in effect. Hello, Snoop Frog. Hello, Kevin. Hello, everybody. Vegas says, this is the studio upgrade? No. This is Skullcam. The studio upgrade is a lot of stuff you can't see. There's a new set of rack minis that are running a lot of the show. There's a Mega Drive down here server that's running a lot of the show. Gary says, stinky segment. Agreed. In more ways than one. Can't take this kind of nonsense. Farts are natural. Farts are fun. Farts are better when it's one-on-one. No. Allowing for gold payment is on the level of allowing Bitcoin payment. It's not nearly as practical as conventional paper money, but it's more about reducing the Fed's power to control the economy. I think the problem is, I don't think it has any teeth. You know, I could be wrong. I could be wrong about this. But my guess is going to be that there's no teeth to this. It just says, hey, we allow businesses like PayPal, etc., to accept gold. It doesn't say that they're required to accept gold and silver, right? Those are very different things. Gold is not the same as Bitcoin. Gold is far superior. Would you rather have 1 ounce of gold or 1 Bitcoin? Goldbacks, come on. This ain't no goldback household. We trade in traditional monies over here. I think the point is to not have teeth for all of the options. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Like, I think if somebody's running a business, they should be able to accept whatever the hell they want. If they want to accept sand for payment, they should be able to accept sand for payment. I don't think there's any use trying to regulate what people are using for currency and not using for currency to a certain extent. Can I hold a Bitcoin, Tammy says? Sure. Sure, here's a Bitcoin. Hey, I will tell you this. Not a financial advisor, not a stock trader, but, and excuse my hair curls today. They're out of control. I'm getting a haircut this weekend. I'm back in iHeart, baby. I'm back in iHeart. I know at just over $1, there's going to at least be one rally, and I'm going to double some money. I'm going to toss some money in. I'm going to wait for 1 to hit 2, and then I'm out. I'm gone. See you. 3 minutes. Does Bitcoin has limits? I don't know what that means. So the next TNJ merch, you will accept payments of silver and gold? I mean, you got the right amount of gold, I got the right amount of shirts. Folks, chat. Quick announcement. We have been going over our Skull Mike Squad stickers, and there are now just 5. Count them. 5 left. There were 100 of these total. There are only 5 left, and then I'm going to send them all out of the Skull Mike Squad stickers. If you subscribe for secret shows, in the next 5, you'll get this along with your magnet, your random magnet. And if you're already a subscriber, just gift secret shows. Hit the gift icon over on thenewsjunkie.com. Every gifted sub is a random magnet and one of these. But there's only 5 left. Then we go back to just the random magnets. If iHeart gets back to $2, it'll only be 30 cents lower than what Sean recommended it the first time. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's true. I don't know that I ever owned it that high. Maybe I did. You could be right, but I don't think it's that. I don't know. I don't think that's true. All right, folks. Buckle in. Busy show today. Be on your best behavior. I don't have to nuke anybody today. There's already somebody who I'm really considering permabanning. Permaban incoming for this person. Is it you? Is it you? All right, here we go. We're coming back right now.
$40,000 guaranteed event. Last month's prize pool soared past $65,000. And this one's looking even bigger. Big stacks, big cash. One single day of action. See how you stack up in the Super 40s at Orange City Poker.
iHeartRadio's got you covered for the summer. Sail on with commercial-free weekends on Yacht Rock Radio. Roll down the windows for road trips with summer playlists like Summer Classics.
We'd tell you to check out the app chat room, but those people are weird and mostly naked.
Learn more about the show. It's called The News Junkie. It's the 3 best friends you'd ever knew you had going through the most viral stories of the day. And you are just one trip away from the website to know a little bit more about the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. Trump faced a new insult this week, and I don't think he likes it. I don't know if the media is going to keep kind of throwing it at him to make him mad, because that's sort of the dynamic that goes on a lot. But Trump in front of all these cameras, and bless him for that. I mean, with Biden in office, there were like spells of 6 months that would go by sometimes. You wouldn't hear anything. It wouldn't be a press conference. Now, probably the other direction is just like all the time, 24/7 full contact. But people started to, in the stock trading world, refer to Trump as Taco. And Taco was being used as an insult.
I'm trying to figure out why.
TACO, Taco, was what they were starting to say on Wall Street about Trump.
Is it an abbreviation, or
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. It's TACO.
I thought maybe that he was causing so much volatility in some of the graphs for what these companies are worth that he keeps making these tacos. You could fill with taco filling.
No, that's a pretty good guess, actually. But no, that's not what it stands for. Yeah. I wouldn't say smart, but I would say some level above stupid. Yeah, there was some, which is that's noble.
I'm gonna cut that and just have Dan send it off to Dan, and we'll
put it on the wall next to the hanging cat picture back at iHeart. There you go. All right, there's a new type of trade that they're starting to do on Wall Street, and there's a new type of lingo that's taking hold on Wall Street, and it's TACO, taco, and taco means Trump always chickens out. And so the idea is like, don't be worried about the tariffs as much because Trump is going to chicken out and then everything's going to be fine. Which honestly, this is actually good news for Trump, believe it or not, because if he's able to do all the things he wants to in the tariffs world, the courts are trying to stop him, but if he's able to do all these things and utilize the strategy how he wants, and then the markets start going, well, taco, Trump always chickens out, and the markets don't react as much, then maybe you get the best of both worlds. But I don't think he liked it. Here he is sparring with a reporter that asked him about the taco insult. TACO, Trump always chickens out.
Mr. President, Wall Street analysts have coined a new term called the taco trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why
What'd you say?
this week. What's your response to that?
I kick out?
Chicken out.
Check out.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country.
Warning.
And because I gave the European Union a 50% tax.
All right. How many seconds till it mentions Biden?
And they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. And I said, okay, I'll give you till July 9. I actually asked them, I said, what's the date? Because they weren't willing to meet. And after I did what I did, they said, we'll meet anytime you want.
All right, so he's trying to say like it's working. He's trying to say all of these other countries are backing down, and this is actually working. So your taco thing is kind of stupid.
And we have an end date of July 9th. You call that chickening out? Because we have $14 trillion now committed to investing when Biden didn't have practically anything.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to tell you, if one, there's all of these media people who are just insufferable losers. If one of them had the balls to do it right now, like as he was giving this answer, I would almost have to give one of these losers credit. I would almost have to, because it would probably send him over the moon. He would probably
Honestly,
just explode.
All you would need is one person in that room who is so bored and just wants to leave, having the balls to make that noise, because that's instant ejection.
Oh, yeah.
Get him out of here. Where are you from? Fake news.
Let's be honest. Whether I'm 5 or 50, and I'm not 50, whether I'm 5 or 50, if
Which
somebody
one of
calls
those
you
are
a chicken,
closer to
being called, don't worry about it. Being called a chicken is still, it gets under your skin. So he's like, Sean, you won't say this word on the radio. And I'll be like, well, I'm not supposed to. And they start saying that you're a chicken. If you're a grown-ass man, it starts getting at you.
I'm just going to start canceling all our live remotes. Just cancel.
Nobody's going to do that. If I started getting on C-Line, I was like, C-Line won't go kill Sabrina in her studio.
Okay.
Oh, that's what you came
up with? Sweet dare.
You know, he's a chicken. Yeah. Start getting him. Anybody, I don't care how old you are, how young you are, it gets under your skin. And I would say it's worse than a lot of the other things you could call somebody, because just it brings you back to that bullying childhood youth of you're a chicken. I really think it sticks.
Ain't nothing but a gutless yellow turd.
Wait, what'd you say? And then you start getting inflamed, and then if somebody started doing it right now, Trump will go nuclear.
This country was dying. You know, we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. I went to Saudi Arabia. The king told me. He said, you got the hottest we have the hottest country in the world right now.
Nice.
6 months ago, this country was stone cold dead. We had a dead country. We had a country people didn't think it was going to survive, and you ask a nasty question like that.
Oh, there we go. Damn.
You ask a nasty question.
You're good, Donnie.
always brings me back to I loved when Trump went
died
at
like
it
a dog
with the black reporter, and he was like, "Yeah, you're really nasty, aren't you?"
Didn't even say hello or thank you.
There's something about it. I don't know. Like every time I hear something like that, where he's like, hey, you're just nasty, aren't you?
We had a country people didn't think it was going to survive, and you ask a nasty question like that. It's called negotiation. You set a number. And if you go down, if I set a number at a ridiculous high number, and I go down a little bit, they want me to hold that number, 145% tariff. Even I said, man, that really got up. You know how it got? Because of fentanyl and many other things, and you added it up.
All right. So he's not a fan so far of the taco thing, but I think the taco thing will work in Trump's favor. I think people will be like, okay, well, hey, he's doing more tariff stuff, but don't freak out and sell everything. Let him think you're going to be a chicken. Let him think you're going to chicken out on all these things. That you can use as another tool in your arsenal. How are we doing? I mean, is the market responding in a positive way? You got that and the courts jumping in on everything because the courts are like full court press, literally against Trump. Oh, down a little bit, but, not bad. Not bad. Things are almost coming back to where they were. We'll see how you feel about this. Do let us know. Send us a dispatch. Do you think taco trades are a real thing? Do you think this is a good strategy? Let us know. Record a video or audio dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Okay. Let's see. You call me a chicken?
No, but...
Oh, you better not be.
Why, chicken boy?
Why? You got to have a reasoning for calling me a chicken. What am I not?
You didn't go into C-Lane's studio to murder him?
All right, bring it on. What's the challenge? What are you? And if you double dog dare for this murder, then I just have to do it. I have to go.
I'd rather no one get murdered. I think the three of us have a good thing going on.
You are so anti-murder.
You're so pro-murder. It's insane.
Yes, because I'm a realist, Sabrina. I'm trying to get control of the world. Murder is a powerful tool.
But there's three of us on the show.
I didn't say that
not
I'd murder
for
you
long.
off.
I guess not.
Would you like me to turn my ire to you instead and go that direction?
That's how you kicked it off.
Oh,
you want C-Lane to murder me.
Chicken.
And then your hands are clean. Okay, please work on your chicken impression.
Is there anybody on planet Earth who didn't hear that and know that was a chicken? What is that? What is wrong with your chickens? Okay. No.
It's like you're reading it off a teleprompter.
We are settling this here and now. Go on your laptop on YouTube, Sabrina.
Yeah.
I want a real chicken. A real bona fide chicken making noise.
Go YouTube.
And it's going to be closer to what I said.
Real chicken sound.
Closer to that.
Sound effect. Okay, so you're changing it up. You started with baka ba, baka ba.
I was going for a louder one, but of course there's like in-betweens and nuances in the chicken noise.
All right, so we have hen sound to attract roosters off the top.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, and I'm sure there's an ad. Oh, okay, ready?
Yeah.
It's happening. And 3, 2.
Nailed it. Yeah.
No, you didn't.
That sounded exactly like me. That literally sounded exact.
No, you went baka ba, baka ba.
Because that's like, if you turned it down to halftime, that's what you would hear from the chicken. That's what would actually come in clear.
I knew we were going to fight soon. I just didn't know it was going to be about this.
Oh, it could be about this or something else. You got anything else in mind?
I don't know, chicken. What do you think?
I'm not stepping on your territory of making animal sounds, just for the record. All right, I'll leave that to you. I have a couple that I will reserve for the stories that bring up that particular animal noise. That's a good turkey. I'm not taking away your turkey. I'm not here to do that. But the offer still stands if you want to go into C-Lane's booth and kill him right now.
I got things to do.
Chicken. Quick break.
Yeah.
Back in a moment with there's a clip that made my
again.
No. It's a clip that made my blood boil when I saw this today. The level of stupidity was sky high. And I want to share this with you. It's about the food world, believe it or not. So we're all going to go on that journey together, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. It's like a live podcast that happens every afternoon on your radio. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Thursday, we are going to be expecting the return of hot and humid temperatures. Plan for a high in Orlando of around 93 degrees, even though it will feel closer to around the low 100s once we factor in that humidity. Showers and storms will be likely once again as we head over the course of this afternoon and evening. We could see the potential.
Sponsored by Mason.
Hello! All right, we're going to work on something. Coming. All right. I turned the brightness down a little bit. What do we think? Better? I turned the brightness and the ISO down a little bit. Better or no? I literally can't see it. I mean, it looks good from a distance. Needs front lighting. Austin, no trolling, please. Sunstate John says, love this cam view, junkie. Hello, Sunstate John. Where you been? Now your face is dark? All right, hang on. Hang on. Okay, what about this? Test 2 electric boogaloo. All right, a little bit brighter. I come in, hang on. The camera refresh rate is reacting with something in the room lighting. It's just lights. It's just lights. Was it better before? When I'm in front of the cam, my face is dark. Was it better before? Living La Vida Local, hello. All right. Auto exposure it is. This is back how it was. Better? Better? This is where it was to begin with. Fine. Somebody says, hang on. Somebody said to get a lapel mic at some point in time. It's not happening. This is the best solution. Trust me, I've thought of all of them. This is the best solution because it allows me to be mobile. I can turn it off with everything. I don't have to worry about having a microphone on me catching things I don't want it to catch. Sean, you can't please all the people. I'm just trying to please one of you. If I could please one of you every day, I would do it. Huh? Huh? How's that for you? Coming back.
attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a
Swear to God. I wonder. I shake my head and I wonder. We'll get into what's going on in just a moment here. Don't forget, if you miss any of the show today or ever, you can always catch up for free with the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. I think we may be all out of the Skull Cam mic stickers. Let me just check and see. Thanks to Regina for the gifted sub. And then one more by Gaga Jill. Thank you for that. There are 3 more of those Skull Mike Squad stickers left that you get with your random magnet if you sign up for secret shows or gift somebody secret shows. Hit the gift icon over on thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's talk about this because I saw this video going mega viral, galactic viral all over the place yesterday. And I have so many questions.
Facebook,
I don't know what you're thinking.
Twitter, y'all see this?
There's a lot of reaction to the Stephon Diggs video. And let me explain.
The football player?
Yes,
Boat?
indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, he's this football player who's partying on a boat with these ladies. And they look like they're having a good time. I'm sure they are. They're hanging out on this boat.
They're on very close quarters considering the size of the boat itself.
They're all squished in, and this was some sort of live stream. And as he's sitting there talking with these ladies, at one point he holds out this baggie, and the baggie is just very clearly right there, full of some sort of pink powder. And I'm going to guess this is some stuff you're not supposed to have, maybe legally.
Isn't that the popular stuff? What is it called? Pink cocaine? Or
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And she grabs it, this woman that's next to him, and goes to open it. And they're just partying on this boat. And I'm thinking, is this yet another person that just doesn't understand that the internet is a place where people watch stuff?
Okay,
like,
I'm
you
getting a
can't do
vibe,
this.
though, Sean.
What?
That this is footage from Meta glasses.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
All
just
right.
because I have them, and when I've sent the videos, and the way that it's looking right now, and the way that the camera is moving, he might not know he's being filmed, with the exception of there is a light, but you could cover it up.
Okay, I always get confused by this because I see a vertical video and I think somebody's holding their phone up, but I guess they could have taken the Ray-Bans video and made it a vertical video by just posting it on TikTok or whatever.
When you share it to somebody or like save it, it ends up being a vertical video. Like
really?
They just set it up for social media or incriminating evidence.
Oh, man. Those glasses are going to do a lot of people in if that's the case. If it was something like that, because this says New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel said that the team is aware of a recent viral video of wide receiver Stephon Diggs in which he's holding what appears to be a pink substance, we'll call it, while on a boat with a number of women. It's something that we're aware of, Vrabel said. Obviously, we want to make great decisions on and off the field. We're hoping that with our time here on the field today, that when we don't have a script and we're on the call periods, we're making great decisions. The message will be the same for all our players, make great decisions, yada, yada. This guy signed a 3-year contract worth $69 million. That'll get you some of the pink stuff in more ways than one, friend. See what I mean? Double entendre there. He's currently recovering from a torn ACL that ended his lone season with the Houston Texans after 8 games. And he wasn't present for the organized team activities. Well, because he was a little busy. He was hanging out with these ladies on the boat doing the pink stuff. That's what he wanted to do.
What is the pink stuff again? Because it's not cocaine.
I think it's what you think it is. No, I think it is.
No, I thought it was a mix. I think it's supposed to
I
be
thought it was
a
a
mix
cocktail.
of things. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
What
like
is
they
in-
take some base stuff and they stir a little bit around and
Tussie.
Tussie.
And-
Oh no.
Yeah.
Like Robitussin?
Composition of pink cocaine, also known as Tussie.
Oh, okay.
Providing
there was
details about illegal
Robitussin.
drugs is not possible, according to Chicken Google.
Weak Google.
So yeah, it could have. It was like MDMA, cocaine, 2-CB.
A little bit of 2CB. I love some 2CB.
What is 2CB?
It's like TCBY. It's very similar.
Rest in peace. Ketamine, caffeine. Oh, and 2CB is a psychedelic drug that was first developed to help treat sexual dysfunction.
Oh,
So
mix
it
it
makes you
all
horny.
together. And then, you got like some Viagra stuff going on. Okay, well, hey, maybe don't do that on camera. Or maybe we need to do a new thing where, especially if you're famous, you ask if anybody's wearing glasses with cameras in them. You just ask them, hey, is this being recorded right now? Because sure seems like it could be, and this is not working out very well for him.
NDAs seem to be the celebrity go-to thing.
Does it? Well, it's expensive, but I would think not as expensive as the other stuff.
Yeah, but once again, NDA doesn't work if you're covering up something illegal.
Yeah, it's true. It's already out there. Let us know what you think. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com.
Diddy had pink solid material in the baggies.
Did he?
Yeah. Remember when Diddy, we said that the drugs got passed around to all the jurors?
Right, yes,
There was
yes.
2 baggies that they found in the hotel room, which is, I think, the hotel where they arrested him. One bag tested positive for ketamine and the other for MDMA and ketamine.
Okay. All right. Stay away from this stuff, folks. It's bad, number one. Number two, watch out. Cameras absolutely everywhere. Speaking of that, another video that's gone quite viral this week, 1.5 million views on this. It's a woman from the FP. Is that the Free Press? The FP. The Free Press. And I don't know why Anthony Bourdain's name is in her mouth, but she might want to get it out of her mouth.
What?
Because she's trying to blame Anthony Bourdain for what she thinks is the current state of men.
Anthony Bourdain's been
He's been dead
out for a while now.
He has, and I don't know that even though he's falling into like this legendary cult type character in the food world.
Honestly, every time I see somebody post like an artistic rendering of an Anthony Bourdain quote, those are the new ones that I fact check. Did he say that?
It's like a Gandhi quote.
Everybody passes around Anthony Bourdain quotes.
Yeah, here she is. Let's see.
Anthony Bourdain broke how a generation of men eat. The cult of personality he left in his wake is frankly insufferable. A lot of what we're seeing in food culture.
They're showing The Bear, the television show The Bear, as an example of this.
Culture today has its roots in the type of eating and journalism Anthony Bourdain did. Bourdain treated ordering soup like a search and rescue mission, and now every man thinks they have to spelunk into some cave in order to get a bowl of pho, and unless they do, they're not really having dinner.
All right, let me just, if somebody believes something like this, let me just state, it's time for you to go outside. It's time for you to log off of whatever subreddit you've been really, really diving into.
Put down the pho.
And you go out into the real world where I don't know if I'm in a room with 10 guys that I've met before. I don't know if 9 of them even know what pho is, right? Or that they've ever had this or pretended like they were Anthony Bourdain. I think sometimes people get these very warped visions of what the opposite sex or just people in general are like. The internet does this to us. It makes us think that everybody is like these weirdos online. Your neighbors are normal. Your neighbors are normal. They're not like this. It's a very weird way to look at the world. I haven't encountered, as a man myself, I've not encountered this culture of all of these guys toxically channeling Anthony Bourdain and
I don't even know
what faux experience.
What's toxic about that? Like, what was toxic about Anthony Bourdain?
I don't know.
Besides his personal struggles.
Yeah. That.
And the other thing is, the people who do get really into food like that is not restricted to one gender.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the people who are very into exploring and they watch a lot of these shows, Women do it too. I don't know why
Sure.
she's pigeonholing this on just men.
But
and
I don't
saying
think,
that,
I don't think that's the case to begin with. I really don't. I think that if anything, we've backed off of a lot of that stuff, and but people do have a culture for enjoying food, and some of that is because of Anthony Bourdain. And you know what? That's good. That's a good thing. It's a way to spread culture around the world.
some of it's him, some of it's all of the myriad other food shows that there are.
Yeah.
You know, be it if people going out to find exotic things, people going out to find the most indulgent things. Your Adam Richman, that kind of side of things.
Look, I know more than anybody that people go over and above and go beyond what maybe they should say just to kind of make a point sometimes. But this is way off the mark to me. This is just...
Anthony Bourdain broke how a generation of men eat. The cult of personality he left in his wake is frankly insufferable. A lot of what we're seeing in food culture, chef culture today has its roots in the type of eating and journalism Anthony Bourdain did. Bourdain treated ordering soup like a search and rescue mission, and now every man thinks they have to spelunk into some cave in order to get a bowl of pho, and unless they do, they're not really having dinner. Everyone just needs to calm down, take a step back, enjoy the slice of pizza or burger you're eating.
I got news for you.
I'm so confused as a non-foodie.
The world is the dream that you're looking for. The world is currently the dream that you're looking for. This is the case with so many people and all the things they say, like,
is that a Bourdain quote?
No, it's a Sean quote for today. The world is the thing that you're looking for currently, right? Okay. This woman has no idea that she goes, I want people to just sit back in America and just enjoy a bite of your pizza and just enjoy it for what it's worth. That is literally real life.
Shut up and eat.
That is literally real life, and how most people, most guys, I don't speak on behalf of most guys, but she certainly does not. But I would say most guys that I have met are nothing like that. That is a weird caricature that is so far away from reality. I don't even know where she's getting it from.
Also, Anthony Bourdain says good food is very often, even most often, simple food. Simple food. Like the slice of pizza that you're describing right now.
Oh, look
The
at that.
slice of pizza, the hamburger helper. Anything it is that you're going after out there. Dan says she's mistaking the man on YouTube and social media who obsessed with food with the men in general society, I think. I don't even know if I've seen this in YouTube culture that much. YouTube culture for food is not really in the vein of Anthony Bourdain. Actual restaurant culture is more so in the vein of Anthony Bourdain, from my experience seeing this whole world from the outside. But yeah, I think this is fiction. I think this is a person who just has been inside for too long, has been on the internet for too long, and thinks that guys are a particular way, and they just couldn't be further from it.
Thinks that guy's Tyler from the Menu?
Yeah. A lot of people just don't seem to understand men anymore. I saw the whole thing with the Democrats spending like $20 million to figure out how to talk to men. It's like, this ain't it. This ain't it. You're missing the boat on this one. Let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, Victoria's Secret has a huge problem on their hands, and we'll talk about this mysterious metallic spear out there. What's going on? You're going to find out with us. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a crash getting cleared up, affecting northbound and southbound lanes on Woodland Avenue where it meets Volusia Avenue. A crash is getting cleared up on Orange Blossom Trail before Land Street. 2 left lanes are blocked. Look out for emergency crews on the roadways, clearing up an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound between 6.
Go, Mike, how are you? I don't like how this chat app makes me refresh it to see what you're saying, and then I lose all the current messages. It's a little annoying. Ladies in chat, uncomfortable question for you. Okay? Uncomfortable question for you. Victoria's Secret is in the next story. Is Victoria's Secret still relevant with women? Is it still like the sexy brand? Do you still frequent Victoria's Secret, or is it like, nah, that's old, we don't do that anymore, we're done with it? Victoria's Secret is like what the old maids do and the boomers. Because when I saw this story, I was like, uh-oh, a bunch of people probably freaking out about this Victoria's Secret thing. Bootsy says, nope. What's the thing now? Because when I was little, I used to remember if my mom got the Victoria's Secret catalog in the mail, I'd say, okay, probably target everybody. Mom wants to get some Victoria's Secret stuff, okay. But when that Fredericks of Hollywood catalog would come to my house, I'd be thinking about throwing it away. I don't think Fredericks of Hollywood is the thing anymore either, though. Right? Lots of knockoffs. The thing now is Commando? No. Leslie says if you only weigh 98 pounds. I mean, there's no way. I don't know what everyone is agreeing to, but my boss is here. Yep. Hello, Beehaw's boss. Welcome back. Victoria's Secret catalog and paper towels. The good old days. Bro. D'Alessandro says, Sean, I say this, and that's not how you spell my name. I say this because I think we're friends and friends tell hard truths and we're in the same boat. We either need to lose a few or we need to go up one size shirt. This is one of our shirts, but it shrunk a little in the wash. I'm wearing it regardless. And I will be shedding weight here shortly. Just watch. Take a good look. Soak it all in. And wait till you see me. Compare me in like 6 months, okay? I've always preferred their perfumes over the undies. I was talking, Alicia, to this lady the other day. This woman in her 20s. And she was obsessing over Tom Ford perfumes and colognes. And she was telling me, she was like, oh, they got this one, and Tom Ford has this one. And she like mixes them up. And then she said, I think one of the Tom Ford scents that she bought was $240. And what the hell? You know what I wear every day? Here you go, okay? Little secret. I wear every single day. Every day doing this show. Old Spice, High Endurance, Fresh. Old Spice, High Endurance, Fresh. I have an expensive bottle of cologne, never even use it. I don't wear booty sweat. No, it's not true. Tom Ford is nice, but so expensive. This woman was like, she thought it was the greatest thing in the world. And then Courtney was like, oh, yeah, some of the Tom Ford stuff smells really good. And she's like, you gotta spray this one and this one. But together, it's $480 worth of scents. Like, what the hell? You want to know what the secret is? Guys, pro tip, okay? All the single guys in chat right now, pro tip for you, okay? Nobody else will tell you this. Here's the truth. Don't listen to women when they tell you what colognes they like. Don't listen to marketing when they tell you what colognes to wear. Mark my words on this. Find a lesser feminine perfume and wear a scent that women like. That's what they want to smell like, and that's what they want you to smell like. You want to just clean up out there? Wear perfume. Wear perfume. Get the ladies. True.
Get ready for a night of nonstop laughs. Saturday, June 14th, at the Mount Dora Music Hall, starring the Orlando Weekly Awards multi-time Comedian of the Year, Ross Padgett. The evening will also feature Kevin Dean, Joe Warren, and AJ Klein. This night of fun will be hosted by the one and the only Angela Boone from the Monsters in the Morning. Saturday, June 14th at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Doors at 7, show at 8 p.m. Get your tickets today at realradio.fm/comedy.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The kind of crew who types the word functioning in bold, italic, and underline.
Victoria's Secret no more. It's all out there. Everybody knows. And we'll talk about what has some people freaking out in just a moment here on the show. Join us with the dispatch. Send a video or audio dispatch anytime you're listening to this show. It doesn't have to be even live, and you can still get in on the action. Record yours now at thenewsjunkie.com. I don't know anything about ladies' fashion. I know that's shocking to people. I don't know about ladies' fashion. I don't know what you're wearing. I don't know what you're into. I don't know. You know, I only know when I was a kid that we used to get 2 catalogs at the house, and one of them made me think a little less of my mother than the other. And the Victoria's Secret
and the
catalog,
other one was just very sticky.
I was like, fine, Victoria's Secret, whatever. And when my mom got that Fredericks of Hollywood catalog, I was like, you absolute whore. What? Why is this coming to our household? What are you wearing?
How old were you when you were calling your mom a whore?
I wasn't really, but Fredericks of Hollywood was always way wilder than Victoria's Secret. There was like a lot of more aggressive things that they had on there. But I think both of those are kind of toast right now. Like, I don't even know if women still flock to the Victoria's Secret and spend all of their monies anymore.
There's a lot of online shops.
They got 1,380 retail stores in 70 countries. 70 countries? It's got to be European countries, right? There's not like a Victoria's Secret in Abu Dhabi. Is there? Like, I wouldn't imagine it. Like,
there's something underneath those.
In Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, are the ladies covered head to toe? The ladies in Pakistan and Afghanistan, are they wandering into a Victoria's Secret like, all right, you can't see my eyebrows, but I do want to make sure I've got a really rockin' G-string on right now. Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't know. Victoria's Secret, with all these stores, has a huge problem on their hands. They say in a message on their website that their stores are remaining open while online operations are restored. And let's check. Let's see if they've gotten this up yet or if they're still down. Because as of earlier, the website was down for Victoria's Secret and Pink stores. And they said it was having some impact on the actual shopping experience in the stores, too. And they couldn't figure out exactly what happened. The incident follows a series of other attacks on high-end retailers in the UK. And they don't know exactly what did this. The Dragon Force ransomware operation has claimed responsibility for some recent incidents.
Dragon Force.
They sound cool. A spokesperson has yet to reply after Bleeping Computer asked for more details, including whether the incident resulted from a ransomware attack and whether Victoria's Secret received a ransom demand for the information. Well, what do they got? I mean, maybe they got your personal information. It's not like they have photos of you in your underwear at Victoria's Secret.
No.
I like to have that.
I'm sure at least one of them has at some point.
I mean, Rihanna has her brand.
Fenty.
Right? Fenty? I think Courtney said she didn't like Fenty very much. She didn't like something about it.
I like her, the makeup. The makeup has been very nice. The lipstick's cool.
The problem is some of that stuff, like I think the Fenty stuff in particular, they want you to sign up for like a subscription for underwear. And then they make it they used to at least make it a little difficult to cancel.
The website is down.
Victoria's Secret is?
Yeah.
Oh,
if you go
the whole thing.
If you go to VictoriaSecretandCo.com, there's a message and a little bit more information about the company. But just VictoriaSecret.com says, valued customer. Well, how do you know? We identified and are taking steps to address a security incident. We have taken down our website and some in-store services as a precaution.
Damn.
Our team is working around the clock to fully restore operations. There it is.
Like the whole Victoria's Secret website, which I'm sure makes millions of dollars a day, I would guess, right? Like they're selling a lot of stuff, is completely down, ladies.
I can't believe it took this long.
Somebody has hacked this thing. Value customer, we identified and take our steps to a security. But they're vague, right, Celine? They're very vague when they say security incident.
Like someone on their end messed up, maybe?
Something happened.
That password 123 to get into the system?
And this was updated like just moments ago. Does it say updated based on my refresh? Because literally it's...
I think it might be.
I think it is. It is. Yeah, it says last updated, and it's like it's going with real time. So be worried if you spent any money at Victoria's Secret, something's going down, and they don't seem to be wanting to tell us exactly what it is. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see what you got on your mind. We're still seeing this reaction, which I think is so funny. Before a lot of these guys in the Trump administration got into office, they were pretty big on all of the Epstein stuff, like Epstein didn't kill himself. And for the last couple of weeks, they have to keep going out and addressing this. And they're like, no, he didn't do it. No, there's no conspiracy. No. It seems like they're almost annoyed with the fact that they have to keep answering these things when they were some of the people who were talking about it before they got into the White House. Well, here's Dan Bongino again.
Two cases obviously are of significant public interest. I'm just telling you what we see in the file. I just want to be crystal clear on this. I am not asking anyone to believe me. I'm telling you what's there and what isn't. Right. There is nothing in the file at this point on the Epstein case, and there's going to be a disclosure on this coming shortly. Mm-hmm. We are working through there is video. That is something the public does not.
There's video of him killing himself.
No, not the actual act, but the entire MCC Bay. It was only one camera. There were there's video that when
this is so funny to see, and I'll tell you why. This is funny because this is what happens if Ron Paul back in the day had won his presidential race, and Ron Paul was flirting heavily with the 9/11 as an inside job stuff. And you go, when I'm president, I'm releasing all the files. I'm going to show you the secrets. And I've told you before, the big truth is the U.S. government doesn't really have the secrets you think they have. They don't. They don't have that exciting, sexy stuff about another gunman on the grassy knoll for JFK. They don't have like, oh, here's what really went down with this. They don't have the UFOs. They don't have the salacious, sexy stuff that they want to convince you they do. So they talk about it when they're not in office. And then when they go into office, they have to spend their time convincing you like, hey, guys, look, the conspiracy wasn't true.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there.
There are.
The Epstein thing, you dealt with Maria. You said, as far as you know, he killed himself.
I'm telling you, he killed himself.
That is Kash Patel, another guy who's now like
terrified.
He's on the other side. He's like, guys, you got to believe. You got to believe me. I'm telling the truth here. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Let's see what we got here. Lots of you are chiming in about different things, including, some people asking about the Todd and Julie Chrisley pardon. We talked about that yesterday, right?
Hey, Junkies. Hey. Just wanted to hear your thoughts and opinions on the Todd and Julie Chrisley pardon by President Trump.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They were in jail for some financial crimes that mostly seem to have the government as the victim. They served some pretty decent time. They've been in jail for the last couple of years. I don't think they're like priority targets to keep these people behind bars. Recidivist, issues are at play here. I don't think they're going to be back out on the streets hitting people with crowbars. I don't think they're a big danger to anybody personally. I don't think that. And they weren't the only people who actually were pardoned this week from Trump. Trump also pardoned there's a rapper, was it NBA YoungBoy, Never Broke?
Never Broke, yep.
Exactly. Wait, that guy's not in the NBA?
No.
No.
And I feel like he has been maybe broke at one point. Everyone kind of deals with that. But he was on federal gun charges, I believe.
This became a thing, Sealand, just like Lil for the rappers, where NBA YoungBoy, there's a bunch of NBA YoungBoy rappers. And this guy was NBA YoungBoy, Never Broke. or I think there was at least a couple people with similar names. And he was sentenced to just under 2 years in prison on gun-related charges. He's been arrested for several violent crimes and was a convicted felon with weapons, but he was pardoned. And my only guess on why NBA young boy never broke again, who's about to go on tour here in a couple of months, who has a very long name, why he was pardoned by Trump, I think Trump likes to throw a bone to the rap world. I legitimately believe that. I think Trump likes to.
What's up, my party people?
He likes to do the thing in office where he goes, let me throw them a bone. He has pardoned many people that the black community, that rap communities in particular, have wanted to be pardoned. He also issued a pardon to this guy, Larry Hoover, who was the founder of the Gangster Disciples, and in the 1990s was given 6 life sentences. Now, even though he pardoned the Larry Hoover guy, the Gangster Disciples guy, he still stays in jail because he only pardoned one of the cases against him. But now he's up for, he was never going to get out of jail. Now he's at least up for potentially parole. So you have a Gangster Disciples founder and you have a rapper who some Gen Zers or something might be in contact with. I think he digs reaching out to that world. No politicians do that. They don't do that. And now you've seen Trump do it in multiple terms. And I think that he's doing that with some strategy behind it. But let us know what you think. As for the Chrisley family, I don't care about them. I don't know much about them other than they seemed the whole time like these financial house of cards people. Like the people, I meet these people all the time. Real people in real life who are pretending like they're Real Housewives types. And you go, I know you. I know this look. You are so thinly stretched. You are like a week away from filing for bankruptcy and just pretending you're rich the whole time. Lots of people like that out there. All right, let's work in a couple more real quickly. Here is Big Al is talking about Victoria's Secret.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Al.
Victoria's Secrets. Still very busy. I go there once every few months with my wife to get her perfume, and get my my cologne. But it's always busy. I've never seen it not busy when we've been there. Sometimes it looks like a big free-for-all with all the women tearing through the bins of where all the undies and stuff are. It's actually kind of comical sometimes.
It's a foreign world.
Anyway, it's almost the weekend.
Yeah, I
Hope you guys
agree.
have a great weekend. It's been a short week. Love y'all. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Yeah, I agree. It can be a little bit gross in these places for sure. And also, it's why Courtney looks down on me for something. If I buy a T-shirt, C-Lane, where are you at on this?
All right.
If I buy a brand new T-shirt and it comes in the mail, I will pop that son of a bitch out, shake it a couple of times, and toss it right on.
Yeah.
No problem. And a lot of women, Courtney in particular, seem to be like, oh, no, you don't wash your clothes when you get them? And I say, I don't know. I think this is just a different experience here.
It depends on what type of clothes. I guess I'm right in the middle because underwear, yes.
She wants to wash everything she gets. Like if she gets a new outfit, almost always she's going to wash it one time before she wears it. And I don't know. Maybe it's because of like the underwear thing.
I used to be encouraged to do that, like by my mom. And she would be like, you got to wash it before you wear it. And I would be like, no. I think her argument was not that it was somehow inherently dirty from the trip home, but that it would be stiff or something or uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's not for me.
I can deal with one day of that.
Yeah, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for it to be a little cleaner. I think the world is a dirty place, and you take your risks where you can. But let's do one more real quick. Here is let's go over to Oregon transplant. No. We're going to go to
Oregon.
Stone Cold.
So my father went to a Red Wings game back 30 years ago.
All right.
And he's going to the game, and he's in the people mover and passes gas, and he knows it basically clears out that people mover. So he knows it's bad that day. He had beer and pizza and all the fun stuff.
God
Sitting in the game, passes gas again. People are looking around like, oh my gosh, where'd that come from?
Where did the cat
His
go?
friend had a fan and starts blowing it at the lady in front of them, who happens to be larger. So everybody's looking around. They're kind of laughing.
Okay.
And then the lady turns around and notices. She turns to her husband and says, "Are you a man or a mouse?" The guy gets up and goes to punch my dad, hits a thing of soda. That hits the person behind them. A fight starts. Dad gets out of there. He ends up going home and watching the news. And on the news, it's like, fight breaks out at a Red Wings game. And my dad was like, if only they knew.
Yeah. Oh, that can start problems. It can start problems. That's gross, though.
You can't start a fight over a fart.
Yeah, if that was my dad, I would have left. I would have gone back by concessions or something. I'd be like, I don't know that guy. I don't know him.
What's
at all.
worse, being called a chicken or a mouse? Are you a man or a mouse?
Being called anything demeaning by your partner. So, like, if Courtney called me a pussy one time, and I was like,
Did you call me that?
Oh, buddy. And it was worse than chicken. And I, excuse me? And she was like, oh my God, I'm just messing around.
What if she called you a pussy chicken?
I think you know. What would happen. I think you know exactly what would happen. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now.
What if she put chicken? No, I can't do that first.
Chicken what? Oh, no. I don't know. I don't know where you're going, but if it's where I thought, there's a bad angle. Quick break. The mysterious metallic sphere. Excuse me. It's always a hard word to say. The mysterious? One more time. Mysterious metallic sphere. Try to say that.
Mysterious metallic sphere. That is hard to do.
There you go. Mysterious metallic sphere.
Mysterious metallic sphere.
Okay, Celine, yes, you're good.
Celine, don't say it like it's so easy. He was sitting there getting himself ready.
I had to go slightly cross-eyed to do that.
Mysterious metallic sphere. Mysterious metallic sphere. Mysterious metallic sphere.
Keep going.
Mysterious metallic sphere.
Everybody at home, mysterious metallic sphere. It's hard. It's not. Mysterious metallic sphere is hard. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
It's literally a short walk. What the hell is wrong with you? Stop being so damn weird. Please.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
Traffic starting to pile up through the city. Expect delays on the ramp from State Road 408 to I-4 eastbound. There's slowdowns on Florida's Turnpike between Oakland Exchange and Hancock Road. You could expect your regular delays on I-4 through that Lake Buena Vista area. Keep an eye out for emergency crews working on an accident affecting northbound and southbound lanes on Woodland Boulevard at Volusia Avenue. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Blindster.com's Memorial Day sale is on. Save up to 50% site-wide. As a family-owned business, we make custom blinds, shades, and shutters designed to fit your windows and your life. Hurry! The sale ends May 29th, only at Blindster.com.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live.
Okay. Sean wears Spanx. Watch your mouth. I ain't got no Spanx on. We got the next episode coming up in just a bit here on the show. We'll get to the mysterious metallic sphere. Mysterious metallic sphere. Mysterious metallic sphere. Mysterious metallic sphere. Nailed it. A lot of airlines news, a lot of stuff to talk about today. And only, I believe, I have to check. Let me check, actually. Only, I believe, 3 of the Scomac Squad stickers left. Hang on. Let's see. Hold on. Hang on. Okay, yeah. 3 more. 3 more Scomac Squad stickers are left. And then when those are gone, I'll reveal to you the new merch drop magnet. I will show you the new merch drop magnet when those 3 are gone. So you can either gift one if you're already a Secret Show subscriber over at thenewsjunkie.com, hit that gift icon, or just subscribe and claim the magnet at the end, and you'll get these while they last. Say mullet. You can't say it. Mullet? Mullet, 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 mullet. What? Why do you guys think I say mullet wrong? There was a man with a mullet. It seems right to me. Mullet. Where's Twitch? I don't know. Twitch might be taking a little break right now, a little siesta, as it were. I feel like I nailed that. Not the segment, it was dog shit. But my mullet. And I almost have a mullet, right? It says you say it mullet when it's mullet. No, I literally say it how it's spelled. M-U-L-L-E-T, mullet. M-U-L-L-E-T, mullet, mullet, mullet. That's right. It's not mullet, and I don't say mullet. I haven't said mullet once. I said mullet. Sometimes we just get tired of carrying chat, says Twitch. True. You say it like lit instead of let. Mullet. Mullet? It's not mullet. Who on earth says mullet? What are you, nuts? Okay, we're coming back. Uh-oh, I'm late.
Say about it with the Breakfast Club. And Aubrey O'Day, Diddy's former protege, joins Amy Robach and TJ Holmes for exclusive coverage of the trial that's gripping the nation.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
Radio. 104.1. He won't hesitate to call you out when you're busy.
This was in Colombia, actually, where they found this mysterious metallic sphere in Colombia. And I am very surprised that they haven't exactly determined what this was just yet. It seems like it's 2025, but hang on. Let me bring up the actual story on this. Mysterious metallic sphere found in Colombia fuels UFO speculation.
Ooh, I want to believe.
I don't know why a metal sphere would make you think of UFOs, but this is what's
Was it
doing
flying?
I don't even think so. I mean, it looks like it's just like a metal sphere. It's
an art piece that somebody threw out there in the desert.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
Colombia or Arizona?
It was in Colombia.
Oh, sorry.
They said, here's the problem. It has no visible welds or joints that typically indicate human manufacturing. And to me, it just looks like an ornament for a tree, like a Christmas tree or something. But this says the object was reported to have flown over Buga before landing on March 2nd of this year. Researchers noted the sphere lacks visible welds, suggesting non-human origin. Oh, is this it? All right, let's see. All right, here it is. It's nice.
Jueves 1 de mayo del 2025.
Thursday, May 1st.
El señor José Luis Velázquez, especialista en rayos.
This is the X-ray specialist, performed a series of surprising tests on the Buga sphere, which fell to Earth after receiving a 10,000-volt discharge. Images obtained yielded surprising results. Inside, you could see a dense layer surrounding a white outline. So when they X-ray it, they look inside and they see like some dense layer stuff. I don't know. It just looks like a ball to me. Like, I feel like somebody's Christmas ornament has now become the site of speculation about UFOs.
It's a big ass tree. I'll tell you what.
How big is it? Can you tell how big the sphere is?
When he was just in front of it, it was bigger than a laptop. It looked like the size of like a medicine ball when you work out.
Oh, that big?
Go back to
okay, it
when
looks
he
like
was,
there is.
Yeah, see how big it is? That was
Okay.
bigger than a medicine ball.
It's still, nobody's really next to it, but yeah, it's about, this looks like the size of like a basketball maybe.
But you
and
ever
it's a
seen
large metal ball.
Someone just put together aluminum foil and so much of it, and they can sand it down, and it looks just like that.
No, it's smooth
That's
like this?
5 to 10 aluminum foil rolls all put together.
I don't know.
That's my
Maybe
theory.
it could be. It could be. I don't know. They're saying that this thing is from another planet, some of these folks, so I don't believe them.
But in the
They said-
X-ray, it looked like there was a seam in between what would look like two halves. But that was the whole thing was like, oh, it's
this part
not human-like in nature because it doesn't have a welding point or a seam. Basically.
The thing is, whenever I see these people, they're professional, they've got all this equipment, they're X-raying stuff. I think, well, it must be at least convincing enough that these, I'm assuming, smart people don't know what this mystery ball is. Let me see what else I can find on this. And I want more size. I want to know exactly how large
how
this thing is.
girthy.
Mysterious ball? No, I don't think.
Sphere.
Sphere.
Mysterious sphere, yeah.
Metallic
Mysterious sphere. All right, this is not it. These are other spheres. Oh, is this it? The sphere is behaving weird. It's somebody that's people are pouring water on it and it's boiling. That's fake. It's fake. The problem is we probably now have some real footage of it, and then we have a bunch of fakes. This is another cheap version of the fake sphere. Still has crappy non-alien. Oh, here's a good example of the size of it, though. It is about the size of a basketball. It's a metal sphere the size of a basketball. I'll put this up on See It Now so you can take a look. And they do not know where this thing came from, and they're suggesting that it's of some sort of alien origin. You decide for yourself. I think it's probably just a ball somebody put there. But who am I to say? Let us know what you think.
Went through this with the, it wasn't a sphere, it was a different shape, and it was in the middle of the desert in Nevada or something like that. And, God, there was a certain
It
name
wasn't a
to it.
pylon. It was...
But everyone was like, where are these from? We don't understand.
Damn it.
A
What was
pillar.
the
It was a
word? Pillar.
But it was like completely reflective, silver as well. And they didn't know where it came from, so it must be aliens. Do you remember talking about that?
Yeah, there's
Monolith. The monolith. Yes, that was it. It was the Utah monolith. I'm looking at it now, which was a metal pillar that stood in Red Sandstone Slot Canyon in Utah. It was 9.8 feet tall and made of metal sheets. And then people said, where did this come from?
Honestly, some people want to go to aliens so fast. If I was walking through, and God forbid, if I was hiking through some
desert,
sandstone slot canyon in northern Utah, I saw something like that, I'd be like, some douche left this here. This is an art installation. This is some hippie stuff. I'm supposed to take a picture with this.
Same, yeah. I don't know if
I
I'm a
did not
skeptic.
go from zero to aliens that quickly.
True. Irv on Facebook says, throw it in the CERN superconductor, see if we can get our timeline back. Could that be it? This metal ball just reverses everything that's happened? Who knows?
Also, and I thought this to be true when you were reading the first article about it, but Michigan Chuck on the texting service says, hiding welds is incredibly easy, especially if you are skilled at polishing. So if you wanted to make a sphere that didn't have any welds on it,
You just polish the hell out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes more sense than aliens, but maybe you believe. Do let us know. And an update on the Chrisley family. They're calling the Chrisley daughter Trump Barbie now because she's constantly decked out in all this pink Trump stuff. And she is talking about how her family has been free. They've been pardoned. The reality television stars have been pardoned.
I am absolutely freaking out.
I'm freaking
I was walking into Sam's Club today, and I get a text that says, do you have a minute? And I'm like, yes. And like, I just felt in my soul that something was going on. Something was different. Something was wrong. And I answer the phone, or I get a text that says, all right, we're calling from the office line. I'm like, okay. And I answer the phone and they said, hi, the president would like to speak with you. And I literally, my whole body went numb. I'm freaking out. Like, the president of the United States of America wants to speak with me. Donald J. Trump, freaking out. I start sweating profusely all over, literally.
Weird.
And I answer the phone and it's the president. And I'm freaking out. I just immediately started crying.
Are you freaking out?
Oh my God. I'm sweating everywhere.
And freaking out.
Is that how she talks all the time, you think?
Probably.
Like even, good night. I love you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Good
Can I tell you
morning.
what she is? Can I tell you what she is, though?
What?
Say anything you want.
Trump
say
Barbie?
say anything you want about her. You know what she is?
What?
She's a good daughter. She's a damn good daughter.
Yeah.
Is what she is. If I was behind bars and my daughter was out grinding, trying to get me a pardon, and it worked, I'd be like, what? And then Joe Exotic, this is why Joe Exotic's so mad. He's been grinding for a pardon.
Should have had a kid.
He's been trying for years. He's been trying to bang every dude and get them all to get him to be able to be pardoned. Nobody has given Joe Exotic the pardon. Even though he's been a big Trump supporter, he's not getting it just
but
yet.
he also wanted Biden to pardon him so bad, too. He just wants anybody that can sign the paper to sign the paper. My question is, young lady, young Trumpy Barbie, were you dressed like that at Sam's when you got the phone call, or did you sweat profusely so much and freak out that you had to immediately change into your pink Trump regale?
I think that's part of the strategy.
Yesterday, and I will give her this. Yesterday, she had a different color MAGA hat.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
There's a collection there.
She's been working, trying to get that pardon. That's how it goes. You got to put a little work in. We'll see if there's more to this in just a bit on the show. You can join us at any time. What do you think? Would you do that if your family needed a pardon and you're like, all right, I'm going to start grinding. I'll get the best attention I can on this case and try to see what I can do for you. I know I would. I'd be doing whatever I had to do if I really felt for a loved one that was behind bars that I thought should be pardoned. I don't have one right now. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, you send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Google Trends has revealed the most popular Disney songs in the U.S. by state, and according to the trends, there's only 2 of them. The 1970s Billboard charting band Supertramp is back in the news for being the subject of a super absurd conspiracy theory. Plus, the CIA has a lot of strange things that they've done over the years, but this one is by far the strangest and our only hope. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Happy Thursday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson, and we've got another hot day on the way with the return of some showers and storms as well. Temperatures will be climbing to a high of around 93 degrees in Orlando, but it will feel closer to the low 100s once we factor in the high humidity values. When it comes to our shower and storm chances, those will mostly be taking place as we head over the course of this afternoon. Best chances will be taking place from roughly 2 and 3 o'clock all the way through about 8 or 9 o'clock this evening. A few strong storms can't be ruled out as well. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Blindster.com's Memorial Day.
May 29. Let's go, Mike. Hang tight. I gotta let somebody in. Hang on, Skull Mike Squad. I gotta let in the aquarium guy. Hang on. Stand by. We'll be back in 1 second. Stay there. Thank you, Greg. Sean, you should do the show from the bottom of your swimming pool tomorrow? Uh-oh. Hang on. Hey. What was that about? What was that about? I'll walk right past you and following me? Less than 3 minutes. They recorded 7:30 Eastern for secret shows, correct, says Matthew. Matthew, yes, 7:30-ish tonight on the Discord. If you don't know what that is or how it works, just drop on in and say hello and people will help you out. They're nice people. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, scroll down to the Discord link, click it. No fish cam? No. All right, we can get rid of this. I saw that Chrisley daughter at a celeb poker event. She was wildly annoying. Was she in all the MAGA gear at the event? Was she wearing all the MAGA gear, or was that only for like television stuff? Thank you, Bootsy. That's the link to Discord. Click it and join. Where's Dortney? Courtney is gone. $90 seconds. Kevin says rubber bands last longer when refrigerated. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I am so glad that I know that now. She sleeps in that MAGA gear? I don't know if that's true. No, Kurt says it was just a fancy dress. All right, folks, we're coming back for the next episode. Get ready. All right, here we go.
That's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Preparing you for the impending robot uprising. This is the News Junkie.
Of entertainment and beyond. Welcome to the show. This is where you can hang out with us each day. The three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. That basically just means we talk about whatever's happening in the world, whatever's viral, whatever's the topic of the day, whatever it is going to be the discussion 3 days from now, 4 days from now, a week from now. All the other shows tend to be behind. That's what we talk about around here. It is a radio show, a syndicated radio show, a live stream and a podcast, and it's all available at thenewsjunkie.com, THE, news, NEWS, junkie, JUNKIE.com. All right, here we go. It's time. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Hold each other's weenie, spray on, okay, yeah,
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey,
smoke weed every day.
Hold up.
The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. Tune in every weekend. Get your questions answered live on the air. Because that mortgage guy, Don, he's pulling back the curtain on the mortgage business, explaining the real mortgage process to you because he wants you to know how it works. Crazy idea, but he has your best interests in mind. So work with an expert in front that you could trust. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
It was a mere 19 years ago, 2006. A marriage.
Oh, yeah?
A man by the name of Christopher Knight married a woman by the name of Adrienne Curry on the second season of what VH1 show?
I know it.
Rock of Love?
Nope.
No.
Think about the man's name. And what is
Brady
he?
knows best.
No, so close.
Oh, come on.
It rhymes with Brady. Well, no, it doesn't. I'm sorry. My
Fair Brady.
That is correct. Yes. He was Peter Brady on the Brady Bunch, and she was the first winner of America's Next Top Model. They did divorce in 2012, 6 years later. And then a couple years after that, she went viral for her review of Clean Stream butt bleach.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
I've edited that for you.
All right, guys, I'm going to do a product review of Clean Stream anal bleach with aloe.
With aloe.
Now, the reason I use this is I saw in Bridesmaids.
Of course.
They were like bleaching their assholes. And then I asked my gay best friend about it.
As
and
one
he was
does.
like, yeah, like lots of people bleach their assholes. And I was like, oh, what does my look like? So I ordered this stuff on a whim.
And
I started using it.
Uh-huh.
And my boyfriend made fun of me. But then he started noticing a difference, so much so that he actually pointed out a spot that I wasn't putting the bleach on. I was like, this is a little darker.
He's getting in there.
It
huh?
works.
It works.
It makes your pink and pretty.
Maybe
Weird,
it's
man.
the vitamin C and aloe, so.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't need it. You know what I mean?
Sure. I hear
Yeah.
you.
It's like-
it seems like a whole thing. I
I
can't
wasn't
also see it.
asking
What
for
kind
it.
of position do you need to be in order to apply that yourself?
Or what kind of position do you need to be in to go to offer the advice you missed a spot?
I
mean,
think it's got
doggy.
like, I think it has a thing on it where it's like it loops behind and you hook
Yeah, but you're not.
it, you know?
I understand
You
that,
hook
but
it
you
in
don't
there.
have. Are you looking at a mirror? And
Yeah,
unless
yeah.
you're stretched,
Yeah,
you're
you
going to
got
start to cramp in the back.
That's why she made some mistakes. She didn't get the whole thing. You got to paint
Thank
the
God
fence
for
when
her
you get in
boyfriend.
there.
We didn't get to this yesterday, but of course we got someone who was big mad. And that was Joe
Tiger
Exotic.
King.
Did we?
I don't know.
We mentioned it, but did we read what he said?
Well, we'll find out.
I'm having a doubt. So Trump issued the full pardon for Chris Lee Knows Best. Everyone heard that. And Joe Exotic has been for years, like 3 terms as far as presidents go, begging for someone to pardon him.
He really
He's
wants
also
to be
been
pardoned.
married 4 times. I believe he has been diagnosed with cancer. He even had a plane, I believe, that was wrapped, as well as an RV for his pardon campaign.
When they thought it was going to happen at one point, they had like a whole bus ready.
Yeah,
They were
I do
getting,
remember that.
they were getting everything prepared. Like Trump's going to do it or Biden's going to do it, and then we're going to escort you right out. See you later.
So he tweeted out, X'd out, I'm sorry. I have never been more disappointed in my life that President Trump is pardoning all these people that have actually committed crimes, and yet the president leaves me here as an innocent man. Part 2. I guess being innocent is not enough in America. They also question why the entire world can't see he's innocent, while the White House refuses to acknowledge that he believes the evidence of perjury committed against him in season 2 of Tiger King. It wasn't as popular as season 1 of Tiger King.
It wasn't as good. That's
He
the
is
problem.
serving 21-year sentence for the murder for hire plot against that bitch Carol Baskin.
All right, 21 years he is spending behind bars.
He probably still has 10 more years, right?
Let me see. I'm bringing it up right now. So,
I'm sorry, way more.
He was sentenced in. Oh my God! Yeah, he hasn't even been in jail for that long. He was sentenced in 2019.
Damn.
So it'll
Not
be
a
like
while.
2041. Joe Exotic.
Well,
Sorry.
Maybe next president.
Look at this. I love this. His political party on his Wikipedia page is literally just following whoever's in power. He was a libertarian between 2018 and 2019. Then he was Democratic from 2023 to 2024. Then he was independent 2016.
Almost as long as his spouseless.
Yeah, he's just
under
like, whoever. Spouses and then convictions.
Convictions. Got it.
Conspiracy to commit murder for hire for Joe Exotic.
Whoops.
Violation of the Lacey Act, which is about prohibits trade in wildlife, fish, and plants. And Endangered Species Act. So,
right.
those
I
are
mean,
the
we did
things.
see the evidence of him beating that tiger.
Mm-hmm.
The CIA, we know them. Some
Yeah.
people love them.
Sea Lion loves them.
Most people have no idea what they do, but they've done some
Big fan.
strange things over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But the latest coming out seems to be one of the most interesting attempts to get the intel that they need. The intelligence, some might say, considering the title. It has now been revealed that the CIA created and ran a fan website of this franchise.
Star Wars.
Star Wars is right. For use as a tool to communicate with its spy network.
All right.
What? Jar Jar, no understand.
Ooh.
Jar Jar Binks.
That isn't how Jar Jar sounds.
Oh, right.
I got the Wookiee guy down pretty good.
I feel like someone's going to run in saying, "Is Sabrina okay?" Sounds like she's choking on
I think
something.
somebody's going to walk in and say, "Is Star Wars
Okay, ready?
actually on right now?" Ready?
C-Lane, would you like to try?
That was me that just did it.
No, it
it was
wasn't.
me. My face was on there. CIA ran a website, StarWarsWeb.net, with all the usual items one would expect on a fan site: news, images, video games, toys, books, and so on. What it also contained, though, according to 404 Media, usually it's an error, but they've got a media. A covert communication channel that the CIA could use to acquire information from spies in other countries who happen to love Star Wars.
Why
There's
not?
probably some overlap there.
They say, as part of a network of the CIA, StarWarsWeb.net, they were first discovered by Iranian authorities more than 10 years ago before leading to a wave of deaths of CIA sources in China in the early 2010s.
All right.
That's a mouthful. In November of 2018, Yahoo! They published a blockbuster investigation to the CIA's covert communication channels, or the CCC.
I did not know that Yahoo was involved in big investigations, like investigative journalism.
Right after that is BuzzFeed, but it just takes a really long time because it's all pictures and quizzes. That exposure originated in Iran before more than 24 CIA sources died in China in 2011 and 2012,
They're all
according to the report.
boffins.
Or Wookiees. Or what are the tiny little ones?
Those are the Ewoks.
Ewoks. Well,
And they sound like.
One more time?
I did it once. I think that was plenty.
Well,
Nah, the Ewoks are like yub-dub.
Yab-dab.
Yub-dub.
Well, those CIA agents are dead, and now the CIA used StarWarsWeb.net. If you go to it right now, it directs right to the CIA website.
No.
CIA.gov.
StarWarsWeb.net.
It's StarWarsWeb.net. Hit it.
It does. I just did it. Yeah. Now I'm on the CIA website, which seems bad.
Is there a login area?
Let me go. CIA.gov/login. Nope.
Login.
Damn.
Now go /secret. Secret.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
/merch.
Nothing.
Oh, man.
Nothing. Don't
porn.
Tell.
Oh.
Nope. No.
/the news junkie. How about that?
I'm trying to hack, folks. This is how I thought. CIA.gov/CIA. That's
Oh.
it. That's probably it. Yeah.
And?
Nah, damn
Nothing.
it.
Son of a bitch.
Sorry.
On the boob tube, we got the Scripps National Spelling Bee finale. Let's get lit.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be on Ion. How do you get an Ion these days?
You have to work.
Part of 2B?
Okay. I'll take your word for it. 8th season premiere of Jersey Shore Family Vacation on MTV. 3rd season premiere of Sex and the City spinoff and Just Like That. 4th season finale of Hacks. Series premiere of Department Q. and series premiere of The Better Sister on Amazon. Ricky Gervais will be on Kimmel, and you follow your dreams. And me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra, and most importantly, say it with me.
Smoke weed every day.
That was me. I did that. Oh, making that sound.
That was me.
I wonder. Thank you,
Yuckers,
Sabrina.
make me into Chewbacca, please.
I wonder who are the people, because you mentioned this and I started clicking around, and now I'm on the CIA's Instagram, and there's 587,000 followers.
That's good.
Who are the people who go, I'm going to follow the Central Intelligence Agency on Instagram?
Scroll down. Do they have anything interesting to share?
Got a star.
Boring.
Decipher CIA, a Memorial Day post, fact book highlights, like
Actually,
nothing
go to their
really
followers and
throwing.
see
Is the
who your
Decipher
mutuals.
thing like do they put codes up there for people to try and crack?
Yeah, they do, I think, sometimes. All right, this says followers, but this is just regular followers. How do I see?
Oh, you don't
only
have
CIA can see all followers.
Wow, and that's something. Huh.
Does this mean that we're shared followers between us?
No, it shouldn't be.
No, usually if you click
They
that,
would say follow back if they followed you.
Yeah, they don't follow you, Sean.
All
Not
right,
yet.
fine. Yeah.
You could say something right now in the air, and I'm sure you can get a call from CIA.
Am going to kill the president of the news junkie. See, you have to put the news junkie.
I don't
because
understand.
if
Who's
I
the
said
president of the news junkie?
that would be, it's going to be me. I have to take the spotlight off the president. Because if I said I'm going to kill
Here
the
comes the
president of the
Baker
United
Act.
States, if I said I'm going to kill the president of the United States of America with a big giant gun, I can't, you can't do that part. That part's not allowed.
Not a smart man.
He wants it, and he wants it during Skull Mike time.
I don't want
He
anything.
wants
What
to
are you
see-
talking about?
And then Courtney, poor thing, says to answer the door, and the
I'm a
Secret
law
Service
enforcement
shows up.
supporter, and I am a solid American. So the CIA,
You're a
you
chicken.
don't want nothing with me. Quick break. Yeah, I'm a chicken when it comes going up against the CIA wherever possible.
You know it's not the CIA that's going to show up at your door, right?
Yeah,
For
definitely.
the Secret Service?
Yeah.
What's their Instagram account like?
Okay. Dear Secret Service.
No. We got to go to break, buddy.
Yep. See ya.
Saying I want to kill the president is bad. I don't want to say that. So therefore, we good. We good.
Why you do this, man?
I don't know what you're talking about. Quick break. When we come back, we'll get into another fail for one of the big airlines out there. What the hell is going on? Missteps everywhere. This is another one, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Bill Radio wants to make your dream home makeover a reality. Enter today for your chance to upgrade your home in several different ways. All brought to you by Fairwinds Credit Union. Get the details at realradio.fm/contests.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's an accident getting cleared up on State Road 434 near Challenger Parkway. Look out for a crash on State Road 408 westbound at Kirkman Road. The traffic lights are working incorrectly where Summerlin Boulevard meets Baldwin Park Street. Use that intersection as a four-way stop there. Traffic is slowing down on I-4 between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. If you see traffic troubles...
Hello. Hang on. All right, we're coming back in just a minute, folks. Hopefully you're well. Oh, by the way, Skull Mike Squad stickers, gone. All gone. They are gone. You could still get, if you sub or gift, you can still get magnets, a random magnet. But those are all gone. So here we go, chat. It's time to reveal the brand new magnet for our upcoming design drop. Any guesses? The brand new magnet, since we're all sold out of the Skull Mike Squad stickers, this will be coming with the upcoming merch drop. And it's very summery. I like it. I think you might too. Boom! What do we think? New magnet dropping. I like it myself. What do we think? Yeah? New magnet coming soon with our new design drop. Go see all of them that are available in Game of Magnets. Why are you, what? What? What are you even pointing at? 5 minutes left. I like the colors. New refrigerator magnet. I like this. There's a little bit of like a peach and a pink in there. Palm trees. Love it. Makes me want a margarita. Yeah, perfect summer magnet. Hard to see the reflection of the tickers on it. Okay, let me see. What if I go over here? Can you see it? Can you see it? Matthew says better. I dig it. It needs a name. What's the name? Miami Vice feel? We've already got like a Miami Vibes magnet or something like that. God hates magnets? Looks like Christmas from overlighting in the studio. There's going to be a shirt too, right? Yes. Yes. Go closer. Okay. You ask and you shall receive. Is it in focus? Fart magnet. No, it's not fart magnet. Junkie Vice? No. It needs a good name. Ladies shirt, please. My first magnet is still melted on my car. Vice City magnet? Oh, I can see that. I get those vibes. Yeah, I get that. Mr. Predicto, do people actually like the magnet or are they bullshitting?
It has been determined so.
Oh, no. Do they like it? Do they like the magnet?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Without question.
Thank you. Good, good. Need a little approval every now and then. Cruise Junkie. Pink Palm. Pink Palm's nice. Cool Summer. Grand Theft Junkie. Vice City I like. Vice City magnet is good. Vice City. Vice City magnet. Sean is like Billy Mays with his promotional abilities. But wait, there's more. There's not actually more, but just pretend there is. Mr. Predicto is a man of few words. True. All right, we're coming back with the second half of the show. Gonna be big. Gonna be better than the first half of the show by a wide stretch. A huge margin. Chat. What is your airline of choice? Ready? Quickly. What is your airline of choice? Who do you use all the time? Delta, Southwest, United, Frontier, Spirit. What is your airline of choice? Allegiant, American. I hate flying American Airlines. 2 American Airlines. All right. Bad news about one of them. Let's go.
Cornhole, and more. It's active, creative, and tons of fun. Plus, lunch is included. More than just a camp, it's a summer full of new friends, confidence building, and unforgettable memories. With flexible scheduling and affordable pricing, it's easy to plan your summer your way.
What do you want to do?
Spots are filling fast. Sign up now at crushyard.com/camps.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
Wednesday.
Thursday.
Happy day. Happy day to you, friend. Good to be on board and to have you with us here. If you want to join us on the show, send us your thoughts. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Airlines are really dropping the ball. I'm not kidding you. They really are. We got Southwest Airlines, as of this week, abandoning their entire promotional push, which, as we know, Sabrina and C-Lane, was your bags fly free.
Oh, yeah.
But
and they've
not
had that
anymore.
for decades.
For a long time, since I can remember. And I liked it. I think it was one of the reasons why I was driven to Southwest Airlines. And I don't know why, but I've stayed loyal to them for a long time. But now, United Airlines, for those of you who are United Airlines frequent flyers, they are making a change on their end, too.
Sweet.
Ahead of the busy summer travel season. Starting June 3rd, so coming up in just a bit here, right around the corner, passengers are going to need to check in for a domestic flight at least 45 minutes before their flight.
You say check in as in be there physically.
Yeah, you have to be there actually physically, and you're checking in at the counter at least 45 minutes before the flight. The previous length was 30 minutes before the flight, or they wouldn't check you in. Now they want you 45 minutes. If it's international, 1 hour. You got to be there 1 hour before, or you're screwed. You're done for. And they're not going to let you get on that flight, I guess. So that's 15 additional minutes, which maybe I'm crazy here, but I feel like there was a point where you could just go for the gold, where you would arrive and you would say, oh, no, they're boarding, and you would just run. Yeah. Home Alone it through the airport. And you get to the end, you're like, I made it. And they go, no, the door shut 4 minutes ago. You know, listen here. And you curse at them as big and best you can. But now they're saying you don't have as much time.
But then what
45
happens?
minutes. If
they
you don't
allow
show up,
everyone who's on standby to come take your seat?
yeah, they would. Yeah, I think they would actually. But passengers who fail to follow the policy could be denied the option to check their bags or forced to miss their flight. So you got to be there 45 minutes earlier. Some of you are crazy, though. Crazy people. Literally crazy people who will tell me, oh, I get there always 20 minutes before my flight. What do I need to be there earlier for, Sean? I don't need to be there any earlier than that. I check my baggage, or I do all carry-on. So I show up, and then I just bolt to the door, and I don't need any more time, and I'm good to go. I don't need my bags to get on board the plane. All you are crazy. I am there probably, no matter what, probably an hour plus before, maybe an hour 20, hour 30. I like to go. I like to look at my gate and make sure that it exists, and then walk away from it and go drink somewhere. Get 2 or 3 drinks in real quick, and then go back to the gate and then get on the flight and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do that every time.
And I also check in, like, as soon as you can on the app or the website. That's
I
the
do too.
confusing part for me.
Yeah, because I want the best seats. And in Southwest, like, you check in to lock in the seats that you want or whatever. But now they want more time from you. So 45 minutes before is the new minimum for United Airlines. God bless and good luck to you. Here we go. A new law that is in place in California has a lot of people, thousands of Californians are very upset about this. They said they are getting tickets if they park within 20 feet of a crosswalk, even if the curb is not yellow. So you're probably told to believe if the curb is yellow, don't park a fellow. You keep moving, you go somewhere else. But if the curb is not painted yellow, that's your warning. There's no yellow, you could park your car there. You're fine.
Good to go.
But now they are going after people who are doing this. Here is KUSI, I guess, talking about what's happening in California.
For the San Diego Police Parking Enforcement Team, every foot counts.
This car is 12 feet from the crosswalk.
Oh, she's got the tape measure out.
Enough.
She's measuring.
Enough.
This car is 12 feet from the actual crosswalk, which is measured by the very beginning of the crosswalk. Ticket.
You know what
get yourself a
sucks
ticket.
for that person whose car is being used as the example
Mm-hmm.
is that they were had plenty of time when the news crew got there, set up the camera, mic'd up the parking lady, and still gonna get the ticket because look at all the time that's passed and has not moved.
And by the way, this truck over here is not getting a ticket with cones all around it.
That's all you need is some cones and a
They
ladder.
look official. They're too close to the crosswalk, even though where they're parked along the sidewalk
There's
or
not
along
a
the curb.
crosswalk in that direction?
Maybe. Cause there is a light one here.
Far from the crosswalk.
But they seem to be in a fine spot. There's no yellow on the curb. Too bad, so sad.
These officers have been
Get 'em,
tasked
cop.
with enforcing the state's new daylighting law.
It's all about the pedestrian safety.
The law makes it illegal to park within 20 feet facing a crosswalk.
As you approach a crosswalk, just think of any little, a kid walking to school.
By himself.
You're not going to be able to see them when a car is parked close to the crosswalk.
Oh, this lady has the most annoying job. She is like the enforcer for this law that they kind of sneak up on everybody.
Licky boom boom.
And they go, guess what?
That's an informer.
You can't think you're safe just because there's no painting on the curb there. You're still going to get this big fat ticket.
Crazy thought. All of the money that is collected from people paying parking tickets. None of that's going towards repainting the crosswalk to ensure that all the other cars. Okay, got it.
Nope. You are to know that the crosswalk is there and therefore be ready and not park within 20 feet or you are screwed.
So this vehicle would be in violation.
Go ahead.
I think you're all just supposed to know that there's a certain amount of feet from a curb that you have to park. Which
wait.
What do you mean?
That there's a certain or from a intersection.
Scared.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought you meant
you said wait, and I thought you were good. I thought you had more to say.
No, we're waiting for you. You're the one hopping in here.
I thought you meant like car to like curb.
To the curb.
I tried, to the curb.
Yeah, that's what I try. I mean, you can look at my rims of my car and see that I have overestimated how close I was sometimes.
I try to get within like one hand of the curb.
Okay, that's good.
Shut up, okay?
Can you let us talk, man?
We're having a curb talk moment. Would you please give us a little bit of space?
Whoa, that was violent and uncalled for. CIA? Are they still on the way?
No.
Go ahead, Celine. Go ahead.
There's a certain amount of space.
I don't understand.
From the stop sign.
I don't understand it either. Really, I think one hand away from the curb is the right amount.
I misspoke when I said curb.
Sean, if you go out and use your hand as a measurement tool, that is like the oldest man move I would have ever witnessed in my life.
I don't actually put my hand down to see if I'm parked that distance away.
But you must be very close considering your tiny hands.
I do not have tiny hands. They are massive, just huge
so weird
hands.
that you have to spread them out. So,
I mean, even if they're not, they're just big hands that I have. It's just massive. But I just look and see, am I hand within the curb? And that's when I know that I'm in the right spot. Courtney, she's got all the backup cameras in the world, still can't get her in the right spot. I have to open the door and look out. And, all right, babe, yeah, you're in a good spot here.
That's what partnerships are about.
I don't want it to be that way.
Okay.
You got a car with a camera, okay? Find out where you need to park. Celine, what do you think about the distance that you should be staying away from the actual crosswalk itself?
It's fine.
Of the new daylighting law because of the crosswalk that's at the intersection.
But the car that's across the street would not be in violation.
Correct, because it is not on the approach side of the crosswalk.
The approach side?
So that one would not be in violation. However, this one would be.
So the car across the street is not in violation, but you are if you are.
they're really micromanaging here. They're only going after the crosswalk. And basically the argument is that a car that would have to go around the car that's too close may not see the kids that are crossing the street.
Can I tell you what part of this really just enrages me, blood boils me the most, is the fact that this is a news story.
Yeah,
like,
it
do
is.
we have nothing else going on? Where's this? Los Angeles?
That was in California.
Nothing else going on in California that we have to spend 3.5 minutes with,
there are plenty of things.
B-roll?
There are plenty of things going on in California. They just don't care about them as much as they do when they get tickets. When they get a ticket, sets them off. They all go crazy. Everybody loses their minds collectively.
You know what they sound like to me, right?
What?
Some chickens.
Oh.
Chicken ass. Crosswalk people.
Chicken ass.
Little bucks.
You got more? Or?
I'm trying to think of something while trying to find the chicken sound.
Bucks. Who's ever referred to a chicken as a buck? It's buck, anyway. It's not buck.
No, it's
right?
not.
Buck, 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 buck. It's not buck. It's totally different.
I think it's interchangeable.
Thank you, Sir.
What does he know?
He knows a lot.
Much.
He doesn't know anything.
Don't know much.
We're going to go to you and your dispatches in just a moment on the show. Right now, there is a little kid in the news today, young kid, who is from Nevada. And I ask you, adorable or monster child? Okay? Adorable or monster child?
All right, first look.
Adorable.
Kind of cute.
Okay.
Love the bow. Not a big fan of the bow and the outfit not matching.
She is a little kid. I don't know how old. I'm not good at estimating how old
Are you
kids
100%
are.
or are we getting a Natalia Grace kind of moment here?
No, she's an adult. Yeah, she's definitely an adult. And she's speaking to the Assembly Committee on Ways and Means
say, then.
for Nevada. And do they say her age? 9 years old.
9.
She's 9 years old. And she's talking about school.
Cool.
And here she is. Let's see if you think that she's adorable or if she's a little monster.
My name is Juliette Leong, spelled Julietteleong.
Monster.
And I'm here today to express my strong support for Bill AB 584 to expand school choice.
How does this girl know?
Thanks to Governor Lombardo, Nevada's on its way to becoming a true school choice state, giving the children the tools to thrive. Our school system is too large and too slow to keep up with the world shaped by rapidly changing job markets.
Okay, I'm going to say what I always say here. I'm going to be Mr. Consistent, as always. This kid should know nothing about this stuff. This is a 9-year-old. This is some like mega political parents that have force-fed this crap down this little Asian kid's throat.
You say that, but they can say all the things, but I'm getting a vibe almost immediately that this is a very smart 9-year-old.
I do too.
Listen to
I
how
agree.
she's speaking.
I agree. She sounds smart. She's able to read well.
The future of America, Sean.
These aren't her thoughts. No 9-year-old in the United States of America cares about school choice
You
without
don't know that.
the influence of. I do. I know it.
How many 9-year-olds you talk to daily?
Trust me. No 9-year-old kid in the United States of America cares about school choice. Not one.
Not for the reason she's going to spell out in this essay that somebody wrote her. I think that if a 9-year-old found out that because she moved, she would have to change schools, she would rather be at her old school with her friends. Maybe she would care about school choice then.
Or maybe this is a super smart 9-year-old.
This is a little kid.
It's a diamond in the rough, my friends.
Doesn't matter.
It's a little kid who is indeed smart. I'm not saying that she's not a smart kid. She's an Asian. She's halfway there already.
Okay, that's a little stereotypical.
It's true. The Asian kids are smarter. And this young girl has that going for us, or for her, I should say. But I guarantee you that if her parents didn't talk about this stuff around her, she wouldn't be doing this. This wouldn't be the natural occurrence that happens with a 9-year-old, that they go, let me talk about school choice. She's a smart kid. I might agree with her on some of this stuff. But when I see little kids doing this, I go, your parents have filled your brain with all this stuff.
That's why families need options, like smaller private schools, charter schools, and homeschooling. I spell at a 3rd grade level and do high school level math.
Damn.
And no school could accommodate my needs. So I'm homeschooled.
I'm too smart for
Because of
school.
that, I've performed at Carnegie Hall, won 6 national math competitions, and donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to nonprofit organizations through the sales of my paintings.
Okay, slow it
So
down.
much smarter than us.
A little 9-year-old is like selling her paintings for tons of money for charity. You're too involved.
Let her be.
She must have like not even just a tiger mom. These damn Asian tiger moms. It's not even just a tiger mom here. It's a tiger dad, a tiger mom. Why are you rubbing your face? This is not. This is
Let
the
me
truth.
rub my face. I'm not
Have
on
you
camera.
ever met an Asian in your entire life?
Yes, I've met a lot of Asians in my entire life.
As true as culture can be, is that their parents are like this and pushing them in any given direction to try to excel on this level, which most of them end up hating, just like being forced towards religion or something. But this little kid is not getting this from Nowheresville. This kid is getting this because mom or dad is like, just like the little kids at the Black Lives Matter protests and all that stuff. Your parent is making you a little political minion. That's what's going on here.
And at what point and what age do you get to make your own decisions?
You can make your decision at whatever age you want, but I think that little kids should be able to be little kids. And I don't think they naturally gravitate towards wanting to talk about social issues or political stuff.
Or maybe it's 2025, man, where it's all in your face.
Because of parents. Because of parents.
When we grew up, we had our TV, we had our video games that weren't connected online, and we had the outside. This is way different. This is a way different time. I am not surprised by what she is saying.
Let's be clear about what we're both getting on. So you don't think her parents are the reason why she is saying this and doing this?
I don't know, but I can't say with 100% certainty that her parents are the reason why she's doing
Would
this.
you say it is more likely than not that her parents are the reason that
I am right in the middle, that serious face. But I am not going to go into the side of 100% guarantee.
She
seems like a very, very intelligent little girl who is probably going to make some. What?
I never understand how you dice these things up. Okay, it doesn't
not
have
black
to
and
be.
white.
It doesn't have to be 100%. Would you say it is more likely than not that her parents are influencing her to be political like this? Because this is political.
I don't know. Once again, I don't understand how you do this, where it has to be this answer or that answer.
No, we're just
You're not hearing what I'm
understanding each other.
saying. Or
We're not understanding each other.
I know for sure I am not 100% that the parents told her to do this because.
Hang on. Let me tell you why this is wrong. Okay. Let me tell you why it's wrong. Try not to lose your mind here.
Every time you say that,
we are not communicating with each other.
I'm
Let me try
full
to
listening. Go ahead.
Let me try to make this work. I am telling you, do you think it's more likely than not, so meaning 51% or more, that her parents would be the influence as to why she's speaking like this? And you're responding that I can't be 100% sure that it is her parents that are pushing her to do this. Those are very different things.
Right. One, because I'm going on the basis that I do not know her parents. I am basing this off of what she's saying right now.
Mm-hmm.
But secondly, if I have to pick an answer, I'm going to go with the not as likely.
Okay.
Just to put this to bed.
Okay. All right. Not
Is
as
that
likely.
Okay.
You can have whatever opinion you want.
I don't know. I kind of try to give my own opinion. You said I was wrong or miscommunicating.
No, I might think the opinion's dumb, but it doesn't mean I might just not agree with you.
Right.
I might think you're wrong, and I might think that what you're saying doesn't make any sense. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to allow you to have an opinion. It's America. You're allowed to have an opinion. But I just think you're misunderstanding the phrasing of a lot of it. It's not black or white or 100%.
Stupid icebox.
Oh, God. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to run into the wall a couple of times.
Ooh.
That will be
Is
more
that
fun
going to be in
than
the
this.
skull mic cam?
Maybe.
It follows them, so yes.
That's where the good show happens. So, yeah, that's where the content will be.
So interesting.
And we'll get to that. We'll also see what you have to say because I got a bunch of dispatches queued up and ready to go. And we'll hear from you. That, in fact, will be coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Have you ever been come on to by someone really older than you?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I've
42.
I've never done that. I've never like hooked up with somebody like considerably older than me. That's my wife's job. All right, 407-916-1041.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Traffic starting to pile up on Orange Blossom Trail near the ramp junction where Florida's Turnpike and the Beach Line meet. There's some slowdowns through the Lake Buena Vista area on I-4 between Sand Lake Road and Osceola Parkway. Expect some delays on the ramp from State Road 408 to I-4 eastbound. The roadways are getting busy, and just keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience.
Go, Mike. Sean sounding a bit like Russ on others' opinions. I don't know what that means, but I definitely will ban you. I'm trying to speak in words that have meaning. So it means something. More likely than not means something. Would you guess that this is the thing means something? It's all about engaging with hypotheticals and having a conversation. School night, the therapist Sean never knew he had. Maybe. Now that the little girl is getting attention, she'll hit the road preaching about climate change. Like a little doom goblin herself. Words that only Sean understands. Words that the vast majority of human beings with brains understand, I think. Doom Goblin is my metal band. Nice. But you don't know her parents. This is really, really dopey thinking. It's a world where you can't guess anything, where you can never hold a firm opinion on anything. Because you go, well, hang on. You don't actually know her parents. You haven't had dinner with them, so therefore you can't. Well, of fucking course that's the case. Of course. But since we're people who talk about things, and we talk about these issues online, and we have to make what you might call an educated guess about certain things, we have to lean in to these things. That's what's going on. 3 minutes. Don't mansplain me? Oh, but I will. Oh, but I will. She's the next Greta Thunberg? No. This kid is coming from a right of center family. Okay? If you're a kid talking about school choice, if you're a homeschooled kid, again, law of averages would suggest that this kid, in this case, who's not like some Palestinian, war supporter, it's not like some Palestinian rights activist or some climate change kid, is probably coming from right of center. BDMX Con, exactly right. School choice would be somebody signaling that they were right of center almost always. It doesn't have to be, but it would likely be. Mel Bell says, well, I do not like assumptions. It is likely that this started with their parents. Your whole life is assumptions. You are assuming things all the time in all the language that you're using in common conversation. Why is a homeschooled person addressing the government about school choice? She said in her case that she couldn't get access to a school that could help her out. They didn't have anything for somebody at her level. Because she's like the biggest overachiever I've ever heard of. No 9-year-old is asking to go to a committee hearing? Exactly. Not a single 9-year-old on planet Earth left to their own devices is gravitating towards this. Unless their parents are very political people and they want to impress their parents. That's what's happening. All right, we'll come back.
It's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
You're listening to the News Junkie. Proceed towards your undo.
The latest in AI, we got the Diddy update and jury duty just to kind of keep you updated with what's happening in that case so it's not a big surprise to you, and all the fireworks that are going on there. All that coming up in just a bit. This would be fun news, I think. I don't know, unless they secretly hate this with each other. But the story going around today in the entertainment world is that Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence are now in-laws. They are now going to be officially in-laws. Eddie Murphy, his son, has married Martin Lawrence's daughter, which must be like
Isn't
the
this
strange
the plot to,
thing.
like Bad Boys 6?
It's oh my god,
Ride or die, baby.
If it's not, it sounds hilarious. It should be. But I love that this happens every once in a while because they're buds, you know, they're friends, and then they get older and then they have their own families. And then their kids start dating each other.
It's a lot of pressure for their grandchildren in the future.
Oh, God. There's a lot of pressure for the whole family to live up to either one of those. To be Eddie Murphy's kid or Martin Lawrence's kid, damn. The couple have ditched their big wedding plans after deciding they want to do something quiet with just the two of them. He joked that his fellow in-law, Martin, whom he co-starred in Boomerang in the movie Life, doesn't have to pay for a big wedding now.
Life is such a good movie.
I haven't seen that in a long, long time.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
And they said that Eric Murphy, that is Eddie Murphy's son, and Jasmine Lawrence, Martin Lawrence's daughter, are going to get married, which I always see these stories. I'm like, so weird to see like the celebrities and then the celebrities' kids that get together. One of the ones that always comes to mind is that Kurt Cobain's son, daughter. Kurt Cobain's daughter is with Tony Hawk's son.
Yes,
I think,
and they just had a baby.
And and they're like, you just like, if you were a kid and Kurt Cobain's famous and Tony Hawk is famous, and you say, hey, one day this is going to happen, you probably wouldn't believe that that's the way everything was going to go in life.
What's another one? Isn't it Arnold
Schwarzenegger's son?
His son was in White Lotus. I don't know if
his daughter's married to.
That's what I was thinking of.
Chris Pratt, right? Yeah. His daughter is married to Chris Pratt, and I guess they have a lot in common. You know what the spotlight is like, and you understand that sort of thing.
I think some of them just. This is not all the celebrities, but there's got to be big swaths of L.A. that just you see famous people just live in this area, so they probably go to the same schools, they hang out with the same people. You know, they've got money, so if they're meeting at private school, it's other people with money. A lot of those people are celebrities too.
Do you think if you're a person who's living in Hollywood and you're single, are you finding celebrities when you're just like swiping through a dating app?
No, they have a special celebrity app.
Yeah, it's what was it called with an M?
Raya is the Raya one.
Raya R.
Where it's very exclusive, so they don't even mess around. So this is why they all hook up with each other. They're all on like a special app together. They can't even date other people.
And I wouldn't even trust the app. Like, there would just be people out there to exploit you.
Of course, yeah. It's going to happen every single time. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get to these in just a bit here. Let's see, a couple of things that I wanted to go through. Here is, we've got to talk about the situation in Seattle, but that's a little more complicated. There was an incident at TSA in Miami, at Miami International Airport, where some guy was caught on video attacking the TSA workers, what are you doing? How do you think this is going to go? You think there's any way that ends without you going to jail? You're attacking TSA workers. This is just always going to be an L for you.
Watch the man in white walk into a security checkpoint at MIA.
Bro,
in seconds,
he just walks right up to the TSA guy and starts swinging. He went right for him.
Watch the man in white walk into a security checkpoint at MIA. In seconds, he approaches a TSA agent and starts swinging. Several others then bring him to the ground, pinning him to the floor.
That guy pushed him over.
Fell over the cart. Perfect.
He pushed him over a cart of the little trays that you put your stuff on through security and knocked him right over that and onto the ground.
To the floor. It was just minutes earlier when investigators say he wallops another passenger. You can see at the top of your screen
he's just going around punching
man in a
people.
backpack and then starts punching. The suspect has been identified as Cameron McDougal from Canada, and records show he was on a tirade. According to the indictment, one day earlier on a flight from Panama to Canada, McDougal physically struck another passenger.
Okay, can we put him on the no-fly list? What's going on?
He didn't even make it past TSA before swinging, so.
Not this time, no. But he fought the random person, it seems like, and then he fought the TSA worker, and then he had fought in Canada another passenger right before this. This guy's a menace to society.
In light of the physical altercation occurring on board the aircraft, the pilot made the decision to divert the plane to Miami International Airport. McDougal wasn't arrested, but allowed to rebook the next day.
Why?
Prosecutors say the next acts of violence took place. They don't believe he knew any of the people he had.
Now that we've learned the lesson twice, we don't allow him to rebook anymore?
No, he gets back on. He got into a fight on the plane, started attacking a passenger, didn't get arrested. Because in some cities in this great country of ours, we still don't arrest people for crimes. It's a smart idea. The pro-criminal idea is really going to win you a lot of elections. This is a very, very smart move to be pro-criminal and anti-victim. It's going to really play out in the end. But this guy attacks some random people on flight. We don't charge him. We don't arrest him. In fact, he's able to book a flight the next day. And then he's just attacking everybody in the airport that he comes in contact with, including the TSA. And he doesn't know these people. He doesn't have a gripe. He doesn't have a reason to go after them.
Oh, but if he does get blacklisted, Amtrak, you're in for a real treat.
I think you should be very, very quickly, if you do one thing like this, put on the no-fly list. This is not like the guy had, he had some controversial political views. No, he's violently attacking people, some of them on flights. No. That should definitely get you booted off the flight and not on another one. But let us know what you think. Now it's time to go over to some of these dispatches. Let's see what we got here. Here is Herbie talking about United Airlines.
So is United saying, physically check in? Because, for the last couple years, anytime I've flown, I've checked in usually 24 hours ahead on the app.
Nice.
So they know I'm going to be there. So I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, if you can check in 24 hours before the flight, what does it matter that they want you to check in an hour before the flight? Or are they talking about you got to be here sitting, drinking at the bar before you can get on this flight?
So I think, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I think it goes like this. I think with United Airlines, they're now saying 45 minutes before the flight, 1 hour if it's international, 45 minutes domestic. I think what they mean is if you're going to the counter and you're going to check bags, you need to check those bags at least 45 minutes before the flight takes off.
Right.
They don't want you to miss the flight and then they're stuck with your bags and they got to reunite them with you. I think that's what they're talking about. But we'll see what you have to say about it. More dispatches queued up and ready to go. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, Federal courts versus Trump, and this time the tariffs are up in the air. What's happening there? Also, the latest on the Diddy case. Who's on the stand today and what is going down? All of that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes we might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
After taking 2 of 3 games against Minnesota, the Rays will hit the road and they'll visit Houston tonight. That'll open a long weekend series. The NCAA baseball tournament starts tomorrow. Florida State will host Bethune-Cookman. Florida meets East Carolina. Stetson takes on NC State. And demand for tickets to the NFL's International Series games caused Ticketmaster's system to crash shortly after they went on sale this morning. I'm Scott Davidson.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
Future health weight loss.
Ozempic, but better? It's called Zepbound and is now available from Future Health. Ozempic, but even better results. Go to futurehealth.com to get access to the best price on the market for Zepbound for only $3 a day. No insurance needed. Visit futurehealth.com. Future without the E to start losing weight this week.
Future health weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but it's also hard to deal with a cough that won't go away and thinking it's lung cancer, or feeling your heart race after a walk and wondering if it's a heart attack, or telling your family you may not be around to see your next birthday.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but the consequences are even harder. Tobacco-Free Florida has free resources to help you stay smoke-free. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN now or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you wanna buy or sell quickly, call Nickley.
You know the biggest hassle with selling your home with the Nickley Group? Figuring out where to put the sofa in your new home. Because your old home won't be on the market for long. TNG listings sell 2 times faster and for an average of 6% more. Trust the experts at the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty to get your home listed, shown, and sold. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today at thenickley.com.
Call Nickley.
Planning a trip to Orlando? After the rides and roller coasters, keep the fun going at the legendary Cocoa Beach, the closest beach to Orlando. Whether you're surfing the waves, paddling with dolphins, or kayaking alongside gentle manatees, Cocoa Beach is where adventure meets relaxation. So, when you visit Orlando, don't just stop at the theme parks. Add some sand, surf, and sunshine to your trip to Cocoa Beach on Florida's Space Coast. Visit legendarycocobeach.com today.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Looking to save some? Then contact Eustace Roofing. At their Memorial Day sale, you can save up to $2,000 on a full roof replacement now through May 31st. Ask for the premium roof package. Get a free estimate at eustaceroofing.com.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teens require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the start of summer 2025. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Make sure you have the free iHeartRadio app in your phone today.
Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Office in Orlando, 866-323-7529. Joseph Cordell, Principal Partner. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Radio 104.1. Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening to
unfolding in courtrooms around the country and around the world, including the Diddy case. What's going on there? The New Orleans jail escape. What's happening there? A whole lot more on the way. And then we'll get to your feedback from thenewsjunkie.com. Couple of emails real quick, actually. Bridget emails the show, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. She wants to talk about school choice, which is what this little 9-year-old girl was talking about to the Ways and Means Committee in Nevada, of all places.
I really care about school choice.
I always love the little kids, like, very much involved in something that is not kid-like. It's definitely a political thing that their parents are like, yeah, keep going, like, say the thing about the thing. And kids at 9 will do anything to get the approval of their parents or, like, people that they respect around them. So they'll be like, all right, I'm going to memorize this speech. And it just becomes an extension of the parents to me. So personally, that's just not how I would operate. But Bridget says, school choice gives the choice to the school, not the student. I work at a Title I school and have several friends who work at charter schools and a public choice school in my area. These schools don't even have one ESOL that's non-English speaking student. They have very few, if any, students to help with an IEP. Most of these schools work on a lottery system, and if you know someone, you magically get picked to win the lottery. That does seem to happen a lot. Just my little rant about how choice those schools in this system really is. Thanks for everything, guys. Love you, Bridget. I don't disagree with a lot of what you said. There is a lot to like people who end up going to these schools and who they knew and their family went and they happen to support the school financially. And that's crazy and insane. But there's also a huge problem with elementary schools, not quite as bad, but middle schools and high schools on a public level. Some of them are pretty bad. Some of them are bad. And I think that we should allow kids who are excelling to get access to different schools that don't necessarily cost money. For instance, I got bused over to a school, even though I lived in a place called the Acreage, way out in the middle of the boonies. I got bused over to a school called Palm Beach Lakes, still around to this day. And mostly it was because I was white. And mostly it was because they needed some white kids to go to the school. I think when I attended Palm Beach Lakes High School, it was 96 or something % black. And so they have to they have different rules that they do with schools and busing kids to this place or that place. So they bused me to this school, Palm Beach Lakes, right past a bunch of schools that were much more choice and close to where I was. So I remember being younger and being like, why do I have to go to this stupid school? But it was my fault at the time because my parents had paid for me to go to Berean Baptist, and I only lasted about a year and a half before I got booted out of that school. So I put myself in that circumstance. However, I think that we should have the schools competing against each other more and have a fair way to compare how successful they are at turning kids around. I don't know. Maybe that's not possible. Maybe you disagree. Here is Tim with an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. He said, being pro-criminal. I'm glad you brought this up. So what are your thoughts about all the criminals that Trump is getting out of jail? Very pro-criminal. I'm assuming you're talking about the pardons that have happened this week. And I only know of 3 people pardoned this week, but there very well could be more that are just not famous people that are kind of getting buried in the news cycle. Mm-hmm. Suffice to say, maybe there's a couple of more. If there are, I don't think pardoning people and then those people committing crimes is a huge social ill right now. I don't think that's a huge social ill where we're letting like antisocial people run amok and ruin the quality of life for so many other people. I think that's an actual issue. I don't think too many people being pardoned and those people then bringing negative social impacts to other law-abiding citizens is an actual problem.
Well, there was a pretty decent number, I forget what the percentage was, of people who had been pardoned by Trump in term 1 who had reoffended. And then one of the J6ers, same week.
Yes, that definitely happened because there was 1,000 or something that he pardoned all at once. But somebody had said Kodak Black, the rapper who he may have pardoned his first term, may have reoffended. I don't know. I don't know enough about that to tell you if that's true or not. Maybe that's true.
Rappers.
I don't think it's a huge social problem that we're pardoning people and those people are committing acts of violence on a bunch of others. I think that's a very, very rare thing. I think, however,
Lil Wayne and Kodak Black was back in the day.
But did they both get arrested again afterwards or just Kodak Black?
I think just Kodak Black.
Okay. Either way, if I look at these as problems in a societal view, I don't see that as a problem. I do see a lot of these cities where they have people who are pro-criminal, literally. They want to arrest less people and have less people convicted, have less people go to jail so that they can lower their incarceration rates, even if there are more people who should go to jail. And so these prosecutors are crazy, and they are singularly having a huge negative impact on a lot of the cities that they're in. That is just a fact. That is just a fact that is happening, and that I believe, you could disagree, but I think brings huge social ills along with it. New York City deals with this all the time, where it's a roundabout thing where you get arrested for slapping some lady in the face on the subway. They release you. You go and push somebody in front of the subway. They release you. Like round and round and round we go. I happen to think that's just a much bigger problem. Do I support all of the people who are being pardoned? No, of course I don't. No. Do I think any of them that have been pardoned should go back to jail immediately? I can't think of one off the top of my head that I would put back in jail if I was president, but maybe you can. Let me know. All right, let's go over to it. Here we go. Let me get ready for jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the news junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Love me some Mo. He's the best. And I think that you're going to like working with him after an accident because a lot of the other attorneys are going to take advantage or not give you the attention that you deserve. What Mo wants to do is fight the insurance companies and get that check in your hand that you deserve. So remember that. After an accident, you, yourself, your family, your loved one, and they start asking around, maybe I should do something about this. Maybe I shouldn't feel bad about going after the insurance companies. You shouldn't. Pick Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or just callmo.com. A U.S. federal court has blocked Trump from imposing his sweeping tariffs. They have said that these are illegal tariffs. They have at least temporarily blocked him. A 3-judge panel in New York. One of them, I believe, was Trump appointed.
Ooh.
One of them was appointed by somebody, maybe Reagan. It might have been Reagan appointed like a long time ago.
So that person's old?
Yeah, I think that person's up there. And then the other judge on the 3-judge panel, I think, was an Obama appointee. I believe that's what I read about this. So the 3-judge panel says to Trump that you have exceeded your authority. Oddly enough, it was like some little company, some small company that was getting drilled by the tariffs that brought this case forward. And now Trump is kind of behind the 8 ball. The reasoning is, and I think the judges are right on this one, Trump fans. I think the judges might be right on this one. The Trump administration is trying to claim that there's an emergency going on with trade, so therefore the president can bypass Congress, who usually handles trade and tariffs and stuff, and in this emergency do it on his own. But the problem is the trade imbalances have been around for like 50 years. So I don't know that anybody's going to rationally see that as an emergency, like, oh no, new burning problem emergency here, when we've had these trade imbalances for a very long time. So we'll see what happens with the courts next, but I think that they might end up being right there. We'll see what the Supreme Court says.
It'd be like calling global warming an emergency.
Yeah, it's been around for too long. Yeah, it's been around for too long, though. Too many people have been talking about it to be like, now we must change everything because of this thing. I'll keep the Diddy story here. I'll keep it right here in front of me, and we'll do the Diddy update next. It sounds like some sort of strange dance, but we'll just talk about what's happening in this courtroom with Sean Diddy Combs and who's on the stand this week, all the latest drama you need to know. Plus that New Orleans jail escape and something else on one of these airlines. The airlines are losing their minds this week. All of that and a whole lot more coming up next on the News Junkie.
Download the all-new iHeartRadio app. Make Real Radio 104.1 number 1 on your presets, and you could win free stuff at upcoming events.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Emergency crews are on the roadways clearing up an accident on I-4 westbound at Sand Lake Road. Multiple lanes are blocked there. There's a crash, slowing down traffic, partially blocking the ramp from State Road 408 to I-4 eastbound. Move over and slow down if you see emergency crews on the roadways. Keep an eye out for an accident reported on the Greenway at Dowden Road off to the shoulder there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Blindster.com's Memorial Day sale is on. Save up to 50% site-wide. As a family-owned business, we make custom blinds, shades, and shutters designed to fit your windows and your life. Hurry! The sale ends May 29th, only at Blindster.com.
The Real Radio Summer of Laughs continues with the Real Comedy Mount Dora Summer Night Series. Get ready for a night of nonstop laughs Saturday, June 14th at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Starring Orlando local award-winning comedian and 5-star Defensive Player of the Year, Ross Padgett. This evening of comedy will also be featuring Kevin Dean and Joel Warren and will be hosted by the one and only Angel of Boom from the Monsters in the Morning. Saturday, June 14th at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Sponsored by Discover Lake County. Doors open at 7, show at 8. Get your tickets today at realradio.fm/comedy.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Orlando's premier comedy club and restaurant is the Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Tony Rock, May 30th through June 1st.
Sometimes you know a dude, but you don't know him like that. Every white person, like what?
Check our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and bar available, as well as parking discounts for all guests. Follow us on all social media platforms and get your tickets now at orlando.funnybone.com. We'll see you at the show.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the new.
Show subscriber, thank you. All those Skull Mike Squad stickers are gone. Thank you for gifting or signing up for secret shows. There's going to be more extra little merch items like that in the future. But for right now, those are all set. We got a merch drop for those of you who are fans of the show coming real soon. Can't tell you when, but very, very soon. That is on the way. We're going to give you an update on what's happening in the Diddy case. But I want to talk real quick about this whole Nathan Fielder rehearsal season that's going on right now. Because
not caught up yet.
I haven't watched any of it.
It's been funny, but very awkward.
It is as of now starting to make actual news. It's starting to work its way into the actual news. And for those of you who have seen this, it'll make more sense. I'm going to explain it a little bit for those of you who haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, but I know basically what's going on. Here is Nathan Fielder on CNN a moment ago before we get to the explanation of season 2 of the rehearsal.
Pilots and crew members to complete interpersonal communication training, and it says it isn't seeing the data that supports the show's central claim that pilot communications is to blame for airline disasters.
Well,
so I want to get you to respond to that, obviously.
That's dumb. They're dumb. And they're,
He's talking about the FAA right now. that's dumb. They're dumb. What do you think about their statement? And they said that like the premise of his new series or his new season of his episode. I'm sorry. The premise of his new episode arc of the rehearsal. Okay,
is all about
flight
planes. Communication.
It's about planes, and it's about why plane crashes happen.
And
I'll go.
I would say I know you guys haven't seen it, but I have at least seen the first 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And the first episode is like daunting because he is like interpreting or doing his like actor reenactments of actual black box communications of crashes.
Yep.
Where it was very scary for someone who hates flying. I was like, this is how it went down for some of these horrible
he
crashes.
has the theory, and again, this is what he and the FAA are fighting over here. His theory is that the co-pilots that are too timid and first officers, them not speaking up is what ends up causing a whole lot of crashes. So the co-pilot or somebody else that's along with will notice that there's a problem, but they won't feel confident enough to bring the problem to the pilot, and then the plane ends up crashing. And so that's what he was saying in the second season of his show, The Rehearsal, and this is the FAA responding to that. So I'll go back.
And crew members to complete interpersonal communication training, and it says it isn't seeing the data that supports the show's central claim that pilot communications is to blame for airline disasters.
Well,
so I want to get you to respond to that, obviously.
That's dumb. They're dumb. And they're, here's the issue is that they do, like I trained to be a pilot, and I'm a 737 pilot. I went through the training. The training is someone shows you a PowerPoint slide.
They put pilot as his occupation on the Chiron.
This is Nathan Fielder, pilot. And they put 737 on his hat. He really did learn how to be a pilot, but from what I could tell, like he wanted to prove his point and he wanted to act this whole thing out. But you can't just fly a 737 with as little experience as he had in the schooling that he had. So from what I could tell, he had to fill a 737 with actors, because if they were actors, then he was allowed to fly the 737 when they were on board.
Okay.
And so they went through this whole thing, and then he was flying, all to prove a point about how the airlines are less safe because co-pilots, which he was trying to be, are not wanting to speak up in these situations. And in one of the episodes, he was trying to channel Sully Sullenberger. So he read his biography and then relived all the key and pivotal moments of Sully Sullenberger's life as Nathan Fielder. And it's just, all right, I get it. Okay, this is interesting. But he says the FAA is dumb. They got it all wrong.
If you are a co-pilot and the captain does something wrong, you need to speak up about it. That's all. That's the training. And they talk about some crashes that happened, but they don't do anything that makes it stick emotionally.
So he's wearing is hilarious.
It's like the
just
NFL hat.
737.
Sports.
Yeah, doesn't even say Boeing.
No,
which the 737 is is unique to Boeing. Correct? Am I wrong? Like all the other ones are Airbus this with different numbers.
Yeah, I think so. 737 plane is Boeing. Yeah, Boeing 737.
If CNN thinks they're having Nathan Fielder on wearing that hat and he's going to be 100% serious, they have got another thing coming.
That's funny, man.
He's a
him.
comedian who goes to extraordinary lengths to pull off his comedy, and you don't think you're going to be a part of it. This is like when what's his name from some of the Batman movies went through his whole shtick. Joaquin Phoenix.
Where he tried to get super deep into the roles and stuff.
Yeah.
When he was like a rapper or something.
This says season 2 of The Rehearsal with Nathan Fielder. Nathan Fielder studies airline black box transcripts in which the first officer feels too intimidated to challenge the captain, leading to fatal crashes due to pilot error. He talks with former National Transportation Safety Board members, including John Goglia, who once had recommended role-play simulation to improve pilot communication. So much as he walked people through all these social situations in the first season, the second season is about walking these people who are pilots or in the airline industry.
Then it also goes into classic Nathan Fielder, what are you talking about? Where somehow Canadian Idol comes into play. I believe he's currently being sued, or someone has proposed the lawsuit because they thought they were actually going to be auditioning for Canadian Idol, but it was another setup for all of that. So, I mean, I'm just so impressed by his creativity, his ability to not break, and the budget he must have for all of this.
Episode 2 is Nathan Fielder creates Wings of Voice, a fake singing competition show to test airline co-pilots by asking them to judge and reject auditioning contestants. And he was on Canadian Idol, like he was a junior producer on Canadian Idol, so that's what he's like channeling to do this, I guess.
Somebody says, I'm a pilot with Sabrina's favorite airline. I couldn't get through one episode. What he's highlighted in the episode has not been my experience in 20 years of professional airline flying.
Really? Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, some of it's probably a bit put on for the sake of entertainment.
Different types of planes, and like, one of them was like not even a U.S. airline, for example, but it was still the actual back and forth before a tragic crash that killed hundreds of people.
Yeah,
so there is some truth to it.
I mean, Mark on YouTube says, I'm confused. Is this guy on a TV show? Yeah, look up Nathan Fielder. He was from Nathan For You. He is from The Rehearsal. He's done other things, too. And the second season of his show is about how he thinks there's a problem that's leading to flying being less safe. And it's that the co-pilots won't speak up when the pilot is making a mistake, and that leads to fatalities. But the feedback from at least actual pilots that Celine was just reading was, this isn't their experience. Now, it could be that Nathan's brilliant idea isn't exactly a reflection of the reality for pilots, but that was the vehicle for him to tell the story of this season, So,
and the fact that CNN is seeing this and going, well, we definitely need to have him on the show for this because this is making the news. This is becoming important stuff for us, and not expecting to get Nathan Fielder being Nathan Fielder.
No, the pilot.
Yeah.
Nathan Fielder, the 737 pilot. Okay, we'll see what you have to think about this. Let's work on a couple of dispatches here and see what's on your mind. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. We'll start with, how about our friend Mo Manji? Here he is.
Hey, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. So in regards to the flight stuff and checking in your bag and stuff, it makes sense 45 minutes before, because half an hour before, they already start boarding the flight. And you're already supposed to be in your seat, like before you take off. 15 minutes before you take off, you're supposed to be sitting down.
True.
So that does make sense to me. And if you're not checking in a bag and you have a TSA pre-check and everything like that, you can show up 20 minutes before your flight's supposed to take off and still make it to the other side, depending on the airport. Thanks.
Yeah, it's still based on, did you make it before the door shut? But if you want to check your baggage, they're not going to check your baggage, at least for United, if you're not there 45 minutes early, because they don't have confidence that you're going to make it to the plane where your baggage is going. And then if you don't, then they have to catch up with you all around the country.
They also have people waiting on standby, hoping to get a seat on this plane. And you're just taking your sweet time.
Right. They want to sort all of that stuff out. And I don't blame them. That seems fair. I think that's fine. One more. Here is not Stevie G.
Gang.
Hey.
Listen, just wanted to comment on the whole Chrisley thing. I know you guys haven't really dove too much into it, but I don't know why it bugs me so much.
He's talking about the pardon for these reality folks, the husband and wife couple of, what was the name of the show?
Chrisley Knows Best.
Chrisley Knows Best.
Chrisley,
I think. Chrisley, I believe. They were pardoned by Trump this week.
But I guess the reason really is the whole Doge thing. I don't know. It seems really backwards to pardon somebody that commits $30 million in tax fraud, and in the same room, you've got somebody working on government efficiency, trying to find lost money, get rid of things that are spending the government money.
That was Elon.
And you have people that literally stole from the government $30 million. I don't know. Seems really backwards to me. Nothing he does really makes sense to me. But yeah, do I give a crap about the Chrisleys? No. But I think that kind of highlights the whole 1% thing.
So he's saying he doesn't really care that much about it, but it seems like the antithesis to what Doge is trying to do. I would think that you might have an ally in even Elon Musk, who is saying today, goodbye politics, basically. I want to go back to being the SpaceX guy. I want to be the X.com guy.
But isn't that because his gig is up?
His gig
100
is
and
up.
whatever days.
Yep.
This
Yep.
is not like Elon going, all right, I've, this is not going well for me. I don't agree with Trump anymore, even though he has disagreed with some recent things.
Yeah, the big, beautiful
It's more
bill.
just like, hey, your time has expired.
Right. He was only going to be in that position for a limited time. That time has run out, which I told you about a long time ago. But now I do think Elon Musk very much wants to be liked. He wants to be liked by everybody. And I think that he would like to get some of these left-wing people that hate him now to see him again as the Tesla guy and the SpaceX guy and forget about some of this more recent political
What
stuff.
happened to the flamethrowers? I think that's how you bring everyone together. Everyone loves to shoot flames out of giant guns.
Not sure where those are these days. Was that the Boring?
Yeah, the Boring.
Yeah, it does. The Boring company is still out there, but
took down a whole stage we rented years ago.
So he wants to be back in that world. He wants to be seen as the space guy and the electric car guy, and I would think he would be at odds with this, just like he was with that big beautiful bill. But yeah, I don't know. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll get to the Diddy case update. I got it right in front of me here. We'll hit that real quick and then move on because we have a bunch of other things to touch on before we wrap things up on a Thursday. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The roadways are getting busy, and so are emergency crews clearing up a couple accidents around the area. Look out for a crash on the ramp from State Road 408 westbound to I-4 eastbound. There's an accident getting cleared up on the shoulder on I-4 westbound at Sand Lake Road. Look out for road rangers off to the shoulder clearing up an accident on the Greenway at Dowden Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
Folks, Mills Air is there to help you out if you have any air conditioner issues. If you're a homeowner and something goes wrong with your AC, you got a friend in Mills Air. They are ready to help you out. Their techs are the best of the best. They really, because they're such a great company to work for, have the pick of the litter, as they say. They can have anybody that they want in the AC tech world be part of the Mills Air team. So that's why they end up selecting the best of the best. And they know how to fix everything that could go wrong on your AC, no matter what kind of air conditioner it is. They are also a Carrier factory authorized dealer and then get you really big rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Here's the phone number, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed.
Tuesday morning
at 8.
When it comes to replacing your roof, father and son know best. That's why FAS Exteriors is Orlando's #1 window, door, and roof contractor. You can count on fair pricing, install perfection, and customer satisfaction every time. When it's time for roof replacement, see for yourself why customers in Orlando trust the leader in FAS Exteriors. Because father and son really do know what's best. Schedule your free consultation now at FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Summer barbecue season is almost here, so up your hosting game by replacing your old windows and doors with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. One reason, peace of mind. With Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact Windows and Doors, you're investing in a product that not only enhances your home's beauty, but also significantly boosts its safety and value. Sarah says if you're ever in need of windows or doors, please give them a call today. They will most surely give the treatment of excellence 100%. Renewal by Andersen's Window of Opportunity Savings event is going on now. Buy 2 windows or patio doors, get the third 60% off, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Renewal by Andersen today for your free design consultation. It's simple. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. Say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. You will have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Do you love your kids? Send them to Crush Yard Summer Camp, where every day is packed with pickleball, ping pong, arcade games, crafts, cornhole, and more. It's active, creative, and tons of fun. Plus, lunch is included. More than just a camp, it's a summer full of new friends, confidence building, and unforgettable memories. With flexible scheduling and affordable pricing, it's easy to plan your summer your way. Spots are filling fast. Sign up now at crushyard.com/camps.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The rhythm.
No more school, Mike, today. You don't deserve it. I'll return to school, Mike, when I think you deserve more school, Mike action. For now, no more school, Mike. None. None. Shut down. You know what you did. Someday we'll be able to do it again, but not now. For now, school, Mike, shut down. Shut down.
News, we offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we could preserve it before it disappears. Orlando.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
If it's important to you, it's on and probably being mocked by.
seem to be lining up against Nathan Fielder here. I'm seeing a bit of pushback that's going on, and we'll explain why. I got a bunch of stories to get to here, a bit of a grab bag segment. First, tips at thenewsjunkie.com, and CT says, we'll leave it at that, about the show The Rehearsal. Let me bring you up to speed if you're not familiar. Nathan Fielder is a comedic actor and reality show star. He was behind a show where he tried to show people how to make their businesses more successful, which was very popular. Nathan For You.
So funny.
And it was like every episode. If you haven't seen Nathan For You, every episode of that show is so funny. And he's
been a writer for quite some time as well.
He's like very smart comedically. And you're either going to like Nathan Fielder or hate him because he's not 50-50, you know.
And then there's like that, but there is a small middle of I'm uncomfortable and I don't understand.
Well, those are the people who are usually featured on the show next to him, I think.
Very true.
But this email says about The Rehearsal, which is his new show. He's on the second season, Nathan Fielder is. And in it, he comes up with this idea. He says, most of the airline travel crashes are because the co-pilots don't speak up over the pilots. And them not speaking up has led to deaths. And so he wants to make things more successful and safe. And so he learned how to fly a 737. And then he filled it with a bunch of actors. And wait till you hear him in a second.
That's dumb. That's dumb.
He's going full on stolen valor. I'll give it to you in a second. But CT says, I'm an instructor for a regional airline that flies for a major legacy carrier. This guy saying that most crashes are a result of the first officer co-pilot not speaking up isn't entirely true. However, I feel like it can potentially be an issue, but not necessarily in modern day aviation. I teach all of my first officers who are transitioning to become captains to set the tone of the flight deck in a positive direction. Make it a friendly area so that it's not as if you can't speak up. I teach all of my new hire first officers to not be afraid to do this. So there could be an issue of an inexperienced first officer feeling intimidated, but usually this is something that's much older. It doesn't happen anymore, he says. All right, thank you for the feedback. Now, let's listen to Nathan Fielder trying to brand this whole thing because he wants you to believe that he has saved people. He is a hero. He is a hero for doing this. So back to him on CNN, which is happening here as we're doing the show.
That's what, I was hoping to demonstrate with the Miracle over the Mojave, which is the flight that I flew in the show to show communication between pilots.
By the way, Miracle over the Mojave is like Miracle over the Hudson. Over the Hudson, which is the Sully Sullenberger flight. So he's ripping off that branding.
People can see that two pilots trying their best to communicate, it's still a struggle. And fortunately, in that flight, nothing else critical happened. So I think when the communication lines up with a real potential emergency, that's when it can make all the difference. And so, fortunately, I landed the plane safely and saved 150 lives that day. And so I think the hope is that the FAA will look at this stuff and
also
the Miracle over the Mojave and be like, yeah.
He's just calling it the Miracle over the Mojave.
This is perfect. I love his style, man. It's unreal. Do you think CNN has any idea about like his whole shtick?
They must know something.
But like to the extent of watching it, because the three of us are very familiar.
Yeah, but does Wolf Blitzer watch Nathan Fielder?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Like he's just so monotone and straightforward. It's like everyone, and you could see that in all of his shows. He has the subjects that are involved are not very familiar and take him seriously.
Let me see if I can find this. I'm going to say no, Sabrina. I'm going to say no that Wolf Blitzer doesn't follow Nathan Fielder because I always remember this post. This was from earlier this year where Wolf Blitzer posed in front of his media center at his house, and he's got this old
that TV is something
Wolf.
else.
Old Wolf Blitzer watching TV. I think he's still got a TiVo. He's a little behind the times with the technology. He has a VCR down here. So is he connected into the world of Nathan Fielder? I don't know.
No, but he should have people around him that are connected. Like after that interview, there should have been at least one person on staff at CNN that sat the appropriate people down that allowed Nathan Fielder to go on there and do what he did and gone, hey, guys, that was just a really great commercial for Nathan Fielder's show. I hope you know. It was a really good, or just a really good extension of the show, allowing him to get on a legit news network. Some people would argue with that, but get on an actual news network.
What'd you say?
And basically just basically just extend his show and his shtick onto it and give it that much more legitimacy almost.
It's working. I was talking about it. Some people must be talking about it.
I can't wait till both of you guys watch it. Are you going to? Because
yes.
I didn't even get through season 1 of the rehearsal. I should have.
Season 1 I did in one long sitting, did nothing all day, and I was dying laughing. But this next one it's a different kind of ball game. I got to be honest with you. I enjoy it. Certainly some funny parts, but there's some realness to it, which is fascinating.
I like this kind of humor, and Nathan Fielder does get into this a lot. I like things that are funny, and then it becomes not funny, and then you keep going, and it's really not funny, and then it's like, just stop. This is ridiculous. And then you get back over to funny again. And Nathan Fielder does that. I like when it goes so far that it's like, okay, all right, fine. So there he is. Watch his show. Tell us what you think.
He almost crashes the bit, just gets to the point of crashing the bit so he can save it. And that's part of the skill.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's kind of what's on display here. All right, here we go.
And that's the true miracle over the Mojave.
Is this embarrassing or no? Okay.
Embarrassing or no?
This was a wedding. The father is bringing the bride down the center aisle at the wedding. Huge crowd gathered, family on both sides. And the father brings the bride right up the aisle. Beautiful.
Okay, so that's not
this is a meme. Hang on, let me explain. This is a meme, this song. But what's going on in the video is the father introduces the bride, as tradition has it go. He introduces the bride to the new husband-to-be, and then he shakes the husband-to-be's hand, and then the husband shakes the dad's hand and then doesn't know what to do, so he shakes the bride's hand. He shakes his own bride-to-be's hand, and the guy's like, all right, here he is. Dad goes, handshake, and then he goes... And she leaves him hanging there for a second, and she's like, wait, what? Everybody's laughing at him. Shakes the bride's hand. That's embarrassing.
That brought me a lot of joy just now.
That's embarrassing, and it's so easy to do that. If you get caught up, you're like, all right, okay, shaking hands here. Oh, one of my favorite moments like this.
So many times.
Way back in the day, I don't know if I've said this story before, but way back in the day,
what'd you get on there, bud?
Some pen. The Fallout Boy, the band Fallout Boy, was just starting to take flight. And they were getting a bunch of radio airplay, and they were starting to get some attention. And I had been aware of them from their previous album, and I was like, I like Fall Out Boy. This is cool. So I watched them the first time they were ever on MTV. And MTV was probably like waning in popularity then, but still kind of a thing. And the lead singer, Patrick Stump, and the bassist, Pete, what's his name?
Wentz.
Pete Wentz. They sit down to do this interview with MTV, and Patrick Stump, the lead singer of Fall Out Boy, is so nervous that when the interviewer shakes Patrick Stump's hand, he then reaches over to his own bassist and shakes his hand. He didn't know what to do. And in the moment, you're like, good. And afterwards, he goes, like, somebody asked him 10 years later, and he said, I've been thinking about that ever since. Like, I can't stop thinking about the handshaking mistake that I made all those years ago. All right.
It's no worse than Ryan Seacrest trying to high five Stevie Wonder.
Oh, that's
whenever
rough.
you think it's awkward, just remember that moment.
That's one you'll never live down. You can't get on the other side of that, I don't think. All right, real quick update in the Diddy case. Would you believe Cassie Ventura now welcoming her third baby just days after testifying in the Diddy trial?
She was pregnant?
She was that far pregnant that now, just a couple of weeks afterwards, she has given birth to her brand new baby
Papa.
with her husband, Alex Fine. And Diddy's trial rolls on, the sex trafficking trial. You had somebody named Deontay Nash, a celebrity stylist and friend of Cassie, who talked about witnessing Combs be violent with Cassie Ventura. Ventura gave about 20 hours of testimony, all told. She's given birth to her third child, as I said. And Deontay Nash and several others are scheduled this week. Also, a woman identified as Mia, one of Combs' former assistants and alleged victim. There's another person who was supposed to testify who's been MIA, not like Mia, but MIA as in missing in action, that they don't know exactly where she is. All of this is kind of as this case trudges along and makes its way down the tracks a little bit more. But I'm still not sure they've proven any of the bigger charges against Diddy just yet. The top prosecutor is saying the 2 remaining New Orleans jail escapees may be in other cities by this time. Yeah, I think so. They said they can't hide forever. They've gotten 8 out of the 10 escapees. 2 remain on the run. This is now about 10 days into the prison escape, which is pretty good numbers they're putting up if they're still out at this point in time.
They need to check Google searches like around the New Orleans area, maybe some of the public libraries. Whoa.
Oh, want me to dump it? Want me to dump it?
Whoa. Some of the public libraries, and just see who got what, like cities with the least surveillance cameras. That would be a red flag.
Head there right now. Another thing, real quick, before we get to a dispatch or two. People are lashing out at the band The Imagine Dragons.
Thunder.
The Imagine Dragons or just Imagine Dragons?
I think it's just Imagine Dragons, actually.
Like, I always
Imagine
forget
Dragons.
that it's The Home Depot. You go to The Home Depot.
I've never called it that.
That's
They're
what
on
they're
tour.
called that's what the sign says.
Imagine Dragons are on tour, playing in front of these huge crowds. And at
Imagine
one of them
Dragon
recently,
is nuts.
What?
he pulled out
Library?
a flag on stage as the lead singer, and he's got a Palestinian flag on the stage. And I think this is when he's going out with like the other members of the band.
God, his body's rocking. Gotta tell you, I'm super distracted by that. He's got a tight bod.
He goes out on the stage with his other bandmates, and I don't know how many members are there of this band.
15.
4 are out there, and then he's got the Palestinian flag out with him. And some people took issue with that. It says, "Imagine Dragons end their concert by waving their solidarity with terrorists. They're calling for gay rights and free Palestine. Essentially, they just called for the deaths of all gay people and their music career. Good night, Imagine Dragons." This person now boycotting, I guess. They are no longer a fan, will not sing along to Radioactive any longer. If you're surprised that a rock band lead singer is bringing out a Palestine flag, I don't know what to tell you. I think that's most of rock music. There's not a lot of people who are against the tide on any of these things, at least not in rock. Maybe one of the reasons why rock music's pretty dead right now. Not a lot of people thinking outside the box in that world.
Is this person contradicting themselves, or am I missing something? They said they're calling for gay rights, and then it said essentially called for the death of all gays.
Well, they said that they're calling for gay rights, Imagine Dragons, and free Palestine at the same time. And because they're saying people in Palestine don't like the gays, they're jumping to the conclusion that they're calling for the deaths of all gay people and their music career. So there you go. These bands are political. That's kind of what happens over there. Let us know what you think. Will you never watch Imagine Dragons again? Ooh, tell us what you got on your mind as we do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Forecast. And for our Thursday, we are going to be expecting the return of hot and humid temperatures. Playing for a high in Orlando of around 93 degrees, even though it will feel closer to around the low 100s once we factor in that humidity. Showers and storms will be likely once again as we head over the course of this afternoon and evening. We could see the potential of a couple of strong storms as well, with heavy downpours, frequent lightning, small hail, and gusty winds. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by FreshFromFlorida.com.
Summer starts early in Florida, which means we get more beach time, more sunshine, and more time to enjoy refreshing, sweet, and juicy Florida watermelon. The best part of summer is already here. Locally grown, fresh from Florida watermelon. There's sunshine in every bite.
If you want to find out about a reverse mortgage, that mortgage guy Don can help. Rates are improving, and that makes the terms even more favorable. Want to find out how it works? That mortgage guy Don can get you some numbers and explain the details. The best part? You decide if it makes sense for you to proceed. A reverse mortgage can be a lifesaver, especially for people over the age of 62 on a fixed income. So get a quote today with no hard credit inquiry. But most importantly, work with an expert and a friend that you could trust. And get peace of mind right there at your fingertips by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries Giveaway. 50 lucky winners will each receive a $100 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
The Super 40s return Saturday, May 31st at Orange City Poker. The $300 buy-in gets you a $40,000 starting stack and 30-minute blinds. And all in one day, $40,000 guaranteed event. Last month's prize pool soared past $65,000. And this one's looking even bigger. Big stacks, big cash. One single day of action. See how you stack up in the Super 40s at Orange City Poker.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Your cruise is booked, but why rush to the port when you can start your vacation early? The legendary Cocoa Beach is your ultimate pre-cruise paradise, just minutes from Port Canaveral. Stretch out on sandy shores, surf some waves, or kayak with dolphins before you set sail. Need a hotel? Cocoa Beach has plenty, plus shuttle packages to get you to the ship on time. Why wait for the ship to start having fun? Book your adventure now at legendarycocobeach.com.
Okay, folks. Hello? Hey! 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 Unbelievable. Israel accepts new U.S. proposal for a Gaza ceasefire hostage deal. Hamas is reviewing. We shall see. All right. Chatter of the day. I declare there is no chatter of the day today. No, it was mostly a letdown. Just don't feel good about how things went. Just don't feel good about it. Sorry. It's not that I'm mad, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. $1:45. Wow, too many farts to start the show. I think that kind of did us in. I think the farts started a trajectory of not great content. From there. All right, folks. God bless you. Goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow. Maybe Skull Mike tomorrow. Maybe no Skull Mike tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Blindster.com's Memorial Day sale is on. Save up to 50% site-wide. As a family-owned business, we make custom blinds, shades, and shutters designed to fit your windows and your life. Hurry! The sale ends May 29th, only at Blindster.com.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Thursday. Thank you for hanging out with us today and being here, regardless of how things are going on the show. I feel like we're a little subpar today. Feel a little down on things, but there's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow when we can right the ship and bring it back. In the meantime, you can catch up with the podcast and learn everything you want to learn about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Tommy says, I'm disappointed too. The show could have been better. Well, it could always be better. It can always be better, and it can always be worse. Those are the two options.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, we'll see. Also, what do we have here before? We have enough time, right? Yeah, we got time here. So let's work in a couple of things here on the way out. Let's start with this. Let's do our final dispatches.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
All right, let's see what we got here. Bootsy says, tighten up for secret shows. Yes, friends, tonight, another secret show around 7:30 p.m.-ish on the Discord. If you watch it live, you can claim there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 gifted subs available for claiming at thenewsjunkie.com. Gobble those up right now. Why not? Go over there and just claim the free gift subscription, and you will access secret shows. And you can even watch tonight on the News Junkie Discord. I know some of this stuff is complicated, but I promise you this. If you're on a computer or even on your phone and you go to thenewsjunkie.com, you'll see on the Join the Show section, join the community on Discord, and there's a big active Discord community on there. It's like a chat room, but if you just drop in and say, hey, help, they'll tell you how to get around and how to look at things and how to even watch the show live. So there it is. Now let's get to these final dispatches, starting with this one right here. And a quick refresh brings us to All Day Yuckers with Sabaka, which is Sabrina as Chewbacca, I'm seeing. I mean, I don't even have to hit play to see what's going on in this one. The thumbnail is perfect. I could see.
What? With the shirt and everything. That is impressive.
Put your shirt over Chewbacca. Take a look at it yourself. Go over to the submitted dispatches on thenewsjunkie.com.
Yuckers, man. You're my favorite.
Last one. Here's Dumpin' Dumpsters. Perfect. We'll just end on that. That'll do it for today. Let's do these stories that didn't make the cut. They're still talking in France about the Macrons and the president of France getting grabbed by the face or slapped even.
Have there been any more lip readers?
No more lip readers, but now they've given it a name and they're calling it Les Slap. That's the thing, like Watergate type thing. Les Slap is what they're calling it in France, and the press over there is just breathlessly covering this slap heard or seen around the world. What else? We've done this. A major data hack has nabbed 184 million passwords for Google, Apple, and more. A cyber criminal's dream.
Mailbox money?
Seems quite bad. At some point it could be mailbox money when it gets around to us holding them accountable. And a South Carolina Supreme Court has rejected an inmate's request. You see, they asked him, "What form of execution would you like, sir?" And he said, "Can I know more about the firing squad?" And they said, "No."
Rejected. You just want to know about it?
He said, "I want to know more about the firing squad option." And they said, "No, you know enough. That's what we're giving you for now. Sorry, too bad." Here we go. Let's get out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Thursday, May 29th, 2025. Today I learned this band right here.
White Stripe.
White Stripes is correct. Jack White from the White Stripes got his last name from his then wife and bandmate, Meg White. They divorced in 2000 and continued touring together for a decade until they disbanded in 2011. Jack White, who has remarried 2 times, still uses the last name from his old partner and bandmates to this day. And love me some White Stripes. He seems like a nice guy. Today I learned about, well, we did this one yesterday, so let's move to this. Today I learned 1967, Mad Magazine printed $3 bills featuring Alfred E. Newman's face on them. They were used by readers to trick early automated coin exchange machines. So they would put them in these like coin machines.
That seems like a federal offense.
Yeah. What's the new version of that Coinstar? Like a Coinstar machine? And you put the money in it.
This is the opposite. This is like if you go to the arcade and you want to turn your bills into quarters, I think, to play the games.
That led to a visit from the U.S. Treasury Department to Mad's offices. They were not a big fan of that. Today I learned this group right here.
ZZ Top.
That's right. ZZ Top is the longest running group with an unchanged lineup in the entire history of popular music. So good for you guys. That's pretty damn impressive. And finally, today I learned this band right here. Nirvana is correct. Nirvana was looking for somebody to make the heart-shaped box music video. And the guy that wanted to do it said, "I don't want to make another music video. I don't feel like doing it." And Kurt says, "Well, if you don't do it, I'll never do another video again with anybody." Whoa. And he never did. He left it as his final video ever because, well, I mean, on account of the dead. Yeah. Can't really do anymore. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Miss any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com.